Can't say you won't, but you
it's a very
probably won't.
small percentage.
Honestly, you're the only one to have died, so I mean,
true.
it makes you special.
Kinda.
You know,
And
you
the
were like a rainbow zombie there for a bit.
I've been down a few times, so.
But not dead.
Yeah, you didn't get animated by strange, wild magics that you have no control of.
Hunter did get animated by some special magic.
Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm sorry, Yarl.
Won't be
You're
hard,
not
'cause I'm
important at
pretty
all.
good.
Like, we pretty much already have you and everybody else. You're booted from the campaign.
Okay.
They've all put forth a very motivating argument, and you know,
Sacrifices have to be made.
we're voting you off the island.
Um,
All right.
It's for the good of the colony.
Last time we left off, which was a minute ago,
I thought it was like
approximately 1 minute,
okay, that's fair.
I got a nat 1.
maybe 2.
Oh fuck, dice.
You lose
Yeah,
Dungeons
same.
and Dragons. Oh, dude, dice. What the?
I'm the savior, baby.
Hold on, I gotta go grab my bag. I'm an idiot.
Dude, Jody even got them in advance. I was there.
I was like, hang on, let me go get my dice from my car.
I played
You know what I did?
yesterday.
Why? Imagine.
Oh my god. There's
I
a whole
played
like.
Mario.
Oh
We were
wait,
in a
dice.
different place.
2 more people. Oh wait, dice.
Wait a minute. I made a continuous lapse in my judgment.
Yeah. All right, so we're good now. The dice have appeared. Life can continue. So,
Same.
last we left off. Does anybody feel like recapping the castle?
Did we fucking smack that ass?
You did.
And-
It's true.
So there were
Good
these.
summary.
There was this
Smack
black
that.
dragon lady that got murdered.
Yeah.
Is it a
and
black
then-
dragon lady?
Just happened
Yeah.
like
And
Oh,
then there were
Yeah, that, I mean,
two
but-
stone giants.
but in this campaign.
yeah, it's the same timeline.
I mean, okay, yeah, but no, it's years later. It's like a whole 2 years later.
Yeah, same timeline.
Same
years
timeline.
later.
Anyway,
He's recapping really, really far.
we'll get there. Don't worry.
It's like 8 it's like,
We met on the road to Vandalin.
yeah, 8 hours later. All right, so there's these freaking guys walking down a road. They find some dead horses.
Like, way
And the
back.
first roll of the campaign was a nat 1.
You know
Was
that's
it?
true.
The rogue
Yeah, it was.
looked like a
It was
friggin'
stealth
idiot.
It was my fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tripped on a tiny little ledge. He was like a 5-foot ledge, and he found a way to trip on it.
I mean, same, honestly.
No, I got it. Go away.
Bailey decided to put the cat on my head, and he decided to fuck up my eye. So...
Oh, fun.
That's what you
If
get for putting it on your head.
Okay.
Bailey did it!
Okay, last we left off. Fine, I'll do it. Freaking host.
Oh, okay.
What's
Last episode of Dragon Ball Z.
the group was working their way through the Cloud Giant Castle that belonged to Sansuri, aka the not so nice lady that turned Ethan into an undead abomination.
Hey, that's mean.
Who will soon also be an undead abomination.
Possibly, we can hope. So
I will dedicate my life.
Oh, I accidentally wrote Mav's research notes inside of this campaign notes.
all right,
Damn it.
so yes, you had tracked down Sansuri. Ethan managed to disguise himself as one of her children and managed to BS his way enough to have her send off most of her guard to go check on the other child to make sure that it was alright. And, no, don't lick my feet, dog. Get out of here. And it did. And then once they had left, the rest of the party showed up. Sansuri tried to protect her, quote, child, which then stabbed her in the back.
Well, they were like a lightning bolt. With that.
Yeah. And basically, she got shredded. Her and her one remaining guard.
I got shredded too.
Yeah.
By
I guess,
myself.
to be fair, yes, you did kill her consort. In the process, Yerol, exploded, had a wild magic surge on his first ever sorcerer spell, stopped time for a bit,
What?
did like cast like 5 spells in a row,
And
blew
figured
up,
That's myself.
came back as a zombie until Malachi purged the evil within and brought you back to life.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Sansuri. Happened shortly after. But yeah, it was a pretty good plan. I enjoyed it. But her last ditch effort trying to bargain with the chest that had the conch inside, which you guys got her to summon it, so that way you could get your conch of teleportation. That will take you to the Storm King's court. Afterward, she tried to convince Ethan she was worth keeping alive because she had a lot of information about what happened before he was turned into a skeleton, and the party wasn't having none of that, and she got, struck by lightning.
She's fucking gone.
She's gone. Although they did take her body and drag it around, as you guys found Felgalos, was he bronze dragon? I think he was a bronze dragon.
Yes.
Down below, and who had been trapped and had been repeatedly stabbed by Sansuri. But the group freed him from his imprisonment, making him forever grateful to you. And yeah, so you set him free. He is now flying around the castle, trying to make sure that you all leave safely. So he'll hang around while you finish up whatever business it is you want to do. Yeah, so you freed him. He set out there's a room where some griffins were kept in cages, and there's a little archway to the outside. He jumped out in his halfling form, shifted back into dragon form, and took off, and is circling the castle. You all have now decided to find the uncle to the kids, named Thulin. But right now you are still on the ground floor of the castle. What would you like to do?
Well, we want to find Thulin, right?
Yeah.
That would be
We knew where he last was above, right?
Yes. Last you knew he was on the 3rd level. You're on the 1st level right now. Near the dungeon that Ethan knows very, very well.
Well, should we go back to the 3rd level and see if we can find it?
What do you want to get?
Yeah, he's probably with the kids, so. Yeah.
It's the best way to get there.
Okay. So it would just be to go back out to that courtyard area where you killed Sansuri. And then to go up
these
from
stairs.
there. So
okay, no, that's not bad.
So yeah, you guys work your way back out to the courtyard, and then go up the stairs from there, up to the 2nd level, and then you'll find your way down the hallway, and on the right, there's another stairway going up to the 3rd. So as you make your way out to the courtyard, you hear some shrieks from up above as you see a couple of griffins dive bombing towards you as they see you.
Oh, no.
Oh shit.
And shortly after seeing this, you just see them vaporize in a giant cone of lightning as Felgalos goes sweeping by and just demolishes them. One of them manages to kind of break free. Its feathers are singed. It's barely holding itself upright. And he just snatches it in his mouth and then dives down, and that's the last you see that thing as the screeches kind of get cut off with a little crunch.
But he's on our side.
Yeah. Dragons are normally very fun to fight, too.
We killed one.
There wasn't an adult one, though.
Yeah, it was not an adult dragon.
Very fair. Very fair.
You could take on an adult dragon, but you'd have to, it's still
Lots
a
of
dragon.
prep time.
I mean, you
Gotta have a plan.
you might
No,
not
I gotta
want to. You
grab
might
it a
not
couple
want to do it
times.
right now.
That too. That's
Oh.
a fair point.
Anyway, so yeah, you make your way down the hallway. You can hear some footsteps. To kind of the outside battlements. As it seems like there's a little bit of you hear some conversation, some shouting, as the council's trying to figure out what just happened, because word is starting to maybe get around that Sansuri might be dead, and some of them just don't believe it, and yeah. So
Also, there's a dragon outside now.
that too. Which might have been a little tip, because they know Sansuri wouldn't have let him go. So to see him circling is very worrying, and he keeps a lot of them occupied. You can hear the ballistas firing. It's getting chaotic. You can move your way up to the third floor. In here is where all the residential chambers were. And so you find yourselves inside of the, let's see. Yeah, you're back inside of the gallery now that has many art objects. That had the harp and a banner up on the door. All sorts of different scrolls and other things that look like they have some sort of historical value. Yeah,
All right.
you know that Tholen is somewhere on this floor.
What were we gonna say to him, by the way?
We're gonna tell him that Sansur is dead because he did not seem to like her, judging from
Yeah.
Douglas's description.
True.
And it was like, she was like honor bound, like he was honor bound to her, or something like that, because of their relation.
Yeah, maybe he knows where research notes and stuff are.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Also a possibility.
Alright.
Yeah, or we just kill the children if he, doesn't want to.
Don't
Not a
love
fan.
that idea. But sure. I think we should appeal to his hope he wants to help us kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see.
You got it, coach.
So,
All right.
you guys have, there's a library up here, there's a nursery, a playroom, a
So, yeah.
lounge.
Yeah.
You gotta whisper, right?
Yes.
Can he go through walls?
Yeah.
It's been doing that.
Then maybe we should
Whatever we should do, act casual, like we're not gonna fucking kill anything, murder anything exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you have the door
It's
out
pretty
into
difficult.
the hallway. That's the one that's immediately available to you.
Yeah, so I think the game plan is more waste time. So we're gonna make it invisible.
Mhm.
And so send into this room, I guess.
Alright, so you're gonna send it up into, I believe that might be the lounge.
I think so.
Oh,
It's got chairs in it.
see, that is, move this guy out of there. 25. Okay. Yeah, you do not see him in there anymore. The green one was stolen.
Right.
Yeah, this is the lounge. Like I said
Is it just empty?
before. Yeah, it is empty. You see all sorts of like fine decanters. There's a giant hookah. Just a place to relax. Does not appear anybody's inside here.
Alright, I guess we'll head up to the children's room.
Okay, you pass through into the children's room. In here, you see that the children in the playroom, they have all their toys scattered around, are kind of in the corner of this room. Nearby the door, you see Tholen who you've heard called Thulin before, and you see one more cloud giant with him that looks like the one that was guarding in the room overlooking the bridgeway. The two of them are talk. Do you speak giant?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the two of them are talking. You hear Thulin saying just like basically the guard is reporting to him, saying that he's seen the dragon flying around, and Thulin kind of like taken it back. He's like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "It's a dragon. It's hard to mistake that." He's like, and it's the one that was downstairs. He says, "Yeah, the very same." So Thulin says, I imagine my sister might... Either our intruders were very convincing, or something happened to her. That's what you see in there.
Alright. Let's see. Where's the message go?
Yeah, the children are just kind of staying in the corner back behind Thulin, just kind of watching.
Well, he's who we wanted to find.
And when he says like maybe something happened to her, he kind of says it under his breath to the other giant, so as not to tip off the kids. So
Alright, well, it's really more than 1 foot of stone, so we cannot use message.
So perhaps we just kick down the door and be like, "Hey, fuckers."
Probably not the best.
I don't think we kick down the door as much as we like calmly open the door and enter the room.
We could like
And-
knock or
yeah, like I agree. Like that's honestly.
I know. I like the knocking. I like the knocking.
Yeah, because we're not trying to be hostile to these ones. There's mostly
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just do like like housekeeping.
now that we've
and
done our thing.
You're gonna look at me and tell me that
we're the
we're
new
not gonna be
guards.
hostile to
We're the
giants.
Yeah. We're
Is that
showing
a
everybody
fastest guy's
resume.
self over there?
oh my god. So
We're just going to tell him that he's in charge of the castle now. That's all.
do you approach? Do you go to that room?
Yes, Captain.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we're
You are. I would say. I mean, easy enough. You. I mean, the doors are hard to open because they're giant size, but you guys can manage. And yeah, you find your way outside of the playroom. You can hear the muffled giant voices on the inside.
Dude,
And
you wanna
occasionally a smaller, like a higher pitched, one of the children pipes up and says something. Hard to hear through the wall.
So are we knocking? Are we opening? Are we?
Knock.
Yeah.
Um,
We're knocking.
yeah.
Someone who's probably big should knock.
Yeah, I was about to say Malachi should probably knock on the door.
I'll knock, and I'll try and make it. I'll knock like, not aggressively, but like I'll try and knock hard.
Yeah,
Because-
in order to really, with how big this door is, you do have to kind of pound on it. Just kind of wrapping your knuckles against it won't do much. As you do, the voices on the other side stop. And there's a pause. The door, and then a voice. Actually, no, he probably doesn't even call it. He just kind of like slowly, the door cracks open, and you can just kind of see from about 20 feet up or so. You see an eye peer through the crack in the door, and then it gradually opens, and you see a cloud giant step out. He's got he looks to be maybe middle-aged, but in cloud giant years, you don't know what that means. He's got kind of a short beard. He's got the trademark wispy hair of cloud giants, and he looks to all of you, and he just says, "So you are the visitors that we've heard so much about. I noticed you made a new friend," as he points to the dragons. And then he thinks for a moment. He's like, he steps out into the hallway and he closes the door behind him. Waits until it shuts, and then he looks to all of you and he's just like, "I'll get to the point. I take it you've met Sansuri." And then, as he says this, I think he would probably notice that her body is. You guys still dragging her body around? All right, so he says this, and he's
Why
just.
are we doing that? What?
Are you still?
Did
Did you leave it somewhere, or are you still dragging it?
If we left anywhere, it would have been in the.
It's in 25.
Okay, so he doesn't immediately see it. It's like
Right.
propped up in the lounge or thrown on the floor, probably.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Yeah.
so he said, "I take it you've met Sansuri then."
She's met her end.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And he kind of just like nods to himself. And just says, "I had a feeling this day would come. It's sad to lose family, but
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
We
That
couldn't let
thing
her.
was not family.
We couldn't let her keep interfering in world affairs. We know she was mixed up with whatever's going on.
I understand. My only question for you now is, what do you want to do? What is your plan? Why are you here? Were you trying
Kinda
to
turned
just
it- turned to
assassinate
Ethan.
my sister, or were you here for something?
Oh well, we're trying to get into Hecaton's court to resolve the ordning, or to fix it rather, I
He
guess.
kind of looks surprised at this. He's like, "Oh, it's not what I expect from a group of small folk. Unfortunately, the only way to get there is through a conch, which was stowed away in a hidden chest that only she had access to. So unless you got it from her
Who's
beforehand,
holding it? Who's holding it right now?
It's in the bag, right?
I think so.
So,
Yeah.
Ethan.
Ethan.
Well, yeah, we have it.
he's like, "All right, well,
So.
smart move. Right. So you have what you came for. Then you've certainly made a bit of a ruckus here at the castle. But with my sister gone, he kind of looks back towards the door. Her children will inherit the castle, though they are not old enough to yet. I can care for them. I can raise them up better than she was. They're still young, and I can assure you that there will be no more issues from Lynn Armand."
Well, we appreciate that that thought. We're actually hoping that we might be able to get some help for our friend here. He's one of Sansuri's former experiments.
He looks over at the one you're talking to. Ethan, are you? You see your webcam's gone. Are you here?
I don't think so.
Evidently not. Unlock.
Awkward.
There you are. I was like, find time to peace out, bro.
He lives.
Did the oven go off?
No. All my dice fell behind my...
Oh, that sucks.
Back with your. They fell back there with your webcam. Your old webcam.
Funny, I bet you got those dice back, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Unlock.
My webcam's still back there.
No, it's
Anyway.
Anyway.
I would have loved if you turned it on and it was like behind your desk,
Yeah.
like dangling.
Dude, if he did, I would say he dropped it back there, like. It's on. So anyway, he looks to you and he's just like, "You're one of Sansuri's experiments."
I don't know if I'm still wrapped up, actually. Did I unwrap myself?
I mean,
You
you
didn't say
did
you
you did unwrap yourself.
What the
so
fuck?
did
Was
you
that
take
lightning?
did you take the time?
Yeah. I don't think I did, or would have.
You tore your wrappings off. You didn't.
Yeah.
He looks at-
I didn't
he-
take the time.
Okay, so he
Yeah,
looks at
it's
you.
supposed
He's
to
just
rain.
like.
It was lightning.
So he looks. He looks at you.
My bad, I farted.
he
I might lose
looks
internet
at you.
because my internet's really fickle, just so you guys know.
Okay.
Unlock.
Yeah, he looks to you and he says, "Well, I take it you're a result of her." He kind of stops like, "I knew she was experimenting with some sort of undeath, but I never was privy to much more than that." Yeah, there's
Interesting that you let her.
So do you know anything about the research about that? Maybe notes or.
She kept very meticulous notes. I imagine they were all kept in the library, which is just out the hall into the lounge, and then
Just out in the open.
the door.
If we're
right
going to be
across
walking
from
around
the
here, can you
fireplace.
guarantee our safety?
Yes, I can do that. Which the other, which he then opens up the door, pokes his head into the room, talks to the other giant in there, and he says, "Go and take the castle off of alarm." And he actually kind of, and then you hear a little bit of like protesting and then mentioning about the dragon. And then he goes,
What the fuck?
and he comes back, and he kind of pokes his head back. I was like, "Could you maybe? I don't know. Did you make friends with the dragon? Can we call a truce on this? Because he's
Are we
currently."
friends? I look to the group and I'm like, are we friends? I mean, like, I'm sure.
I don't think he likes me, but
Not him.
Yeah, I mean,
we could-
I'm sure we go out to wave. I'm sure we go out there, like, wave and give a thumbs up, and he might, like, settle down a little bit.
wait,
Kind of thing.
we have message.
Do that.
I have one casting of that.
Oh, I thought that was a cantrip.
Oh.
There's sending, and then there's message.
I have that.
Sending's the big one.
Oh, well, you can send him a message if you can do that. But yeah, I need that to contact our airship.
So, yeah. So I mean, yeah. If you want to poke your head outside, you can see. You wait a little while, you see him flying by. You could contact him with message, and yeah, that's doable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll.
Okay. So you're sending a message to Fogalos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, yeah, saying we're okay. The giants are backing off. You can stop and cease your attack, I suppose.
You hear a voice come back like, are you sure? Because I've believed them to be agreeable before, and I ended up in
We spoke to
the
folk.
dungeon.
How's to say his name? Tholan.
She's like,
He is very agreeable.
she's like, okay. I mean, I suppose I may have gotten a little carried away. And I will. I'll still circle, but I can stop as long as they don't shoot any more ballista at me. Then that's fine.
Yes, thank you.
And so, yeah, basically the castle is taken off of alarm. This other cloud giant seems entirely unhappy of what he's been instructed to do, but he seems to it seems like most of the castle recognizes Tholan as the next in command. If Sensori's gone, then he's, they listen to him. So,
I'd rather follow him too. So
It appears that Tholan is actually kind of in the minority. It seems like most of the cloud giants here were very on board with her, and are very upset to learn that she is no more.
they're gonna be really upset when they find my sword in their ass.
So anyway, yes, Tholan leads you into the library, and which you've seen before, and he kind of gestures around, and he's just like, wherever they're. The research, it's somewhere in here on these shelves. Which these shelves, these books, are like 25 feet above like floor level, like the more like valuable ones. And so he grabs some of those and brings them down.
Are they giant-sized books? I assume?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
So
They're-
there's these books are like in the proximity of like 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide. They're about like 2 feet thick. They have bronze covers inlaid with gemstones on the really nice ones. And I mean, some of the bigger ones can weigh like 250 pounds. So, but if you set it on the floor, you know, and kind of just go like bit by bit, you can read it and do whatever. So,
Alrighty.
would you like to explore this room then?
Like the library?
Yeah, you're looking for books. He's helping you out. So,
Yes.
okay. So roll an investigation check.
I am very good at that.
I'll say have
20.
advantage. You can have
Oh,
advantage
sure.
too because your group and
Okay.
and
Yeah, I assume we're
26.
helping him.
okay, yeah. So in very very short order, like you were gonna find what you wanted. It was just how fast. Very short order. You identify certain things that are like very valuable. Some of them are. I mean, there is a broad range of subjects here. A lot of giant lineage and history. You do find one book that looks quite interesting. You find her spell book.
Oh.
Okay.
That's valuable.
So,
Zeph just like squeed a little bit.
all right, Hunter.
Yeah.
Do you have like a notepad, something up?
I
I'm gonna-
have my notepad for my notes and my
Okay,
other,
you're
like,
gonna
things-
need it.
I have. Do I need to type?
I mean, it's probably gonna be faster. There's a lot here, so I'm gonna try to get through this. But there's a lot in this book,
Okay. Wait.
so it'll probably take you at least an hour to study this book and to like figure out just what spells it has.
I'm ready.
Okay, so he's studying the spell book. The rest of you feel free to do whatever in that time. All right,
Well,
first
I ain't
level.
gonna stay in this goddamn room.
First level, alarm. Identify. Identify. Magic missile. Shield. Thunderwave. Unseen servant.
Oh my god, she knows fireball! Get fucked. You have to know fireball.
Okay, second level. She actually does not know fireball.
Damn it.
Ah, fuck you, Fred.
Second level, arcane
No,
lock.
what is just no fireball?
Wait,
the
arcane
fuck?
what?
Arcane lock. You
Arcane.
encountered that earlier in the castle.
I'm actually just gonna fucking like use fireball for everything. And, like,
Oh, you
like,
should.
you know, as a bartering tool.
Continual flame. Gust of wind.
I know that spell.
Invisibility. Knock. Mirror image. Third level. Dispel magic. Glyph of warding.
You're gonna need so much
Haste.
money to copy these.
Hypnotic pattern.
What was after? Wait, what was after glyph awarding?
Haste.
Haste.
Hypnotic pattern.
Oh fuck, this is the carbonated rock star.
I'm like, why are you shaking that? Lightning bolt.
I thought it was the orange one.
Lightning bolt.
Sending. Fourth level. Fabricate.
Did she have a-
Ice storm.
No,
Liamon's
that's
secret chest. So just
something League of Blue
secret chest.
Secret chest.
Faithful hound.
Hey, he has that one.
Stone skin. Fifth level.
She's
Bigby's
so
hand.
Like, fucking caster.
Bigby's hand.
Cloud kill.
Hand.
Kill.
Geas. Geas.
Geas.
Wall of force. Sixth level. Global invulnerability.
Fucking what?
Guards and wards.
Ability. Wait. Guards and wards.
Dick
True
butt.
seeing.
She's higher than 11th level.
7th level.
Yeah.
What?
Morden Kanan's sword.
Wait, what?
Morden Kanan's sword.
Like the guy with the hut.
Yeah, or is that Liam's tiny hut?
Leoman has the hut.
Oh fuck.
So
I think Morden Kanan's got the magnificent mansion or whatever.
Yeah, he has.
That's
a
what it is.
Anyway, reverse gravity.
Hey, we encountered that.
Gravity.
And she also yes, actually that's it.
That's it.
There you go. You do also see another spell that looks to be homemade. Like it's similar. It looks like
Undead
she
shit.
designed it herself. No, not this one.
Damn.
It's a version of Simulacrum,
Oh?
but you can make multiple duplicates of the same creature. But all of the duplicates are rather fragile. They're kind of basically made out of like snow. Yeah. So, if you want to just type in Sans Story Simulacrum, it's I would say it's not as good as a regular Simulacrum, but you know, whatever. So, you find that, and so you take maybe the next hour or so to do that. The rest of you, short rests if you want it, or whatever it is you want to do in here. Thulin
That'd be fucking amazing.
Thulin leaves you to it. I mean, he's like, just come get me, whenever you're done, and if there's anything else you need, let me know. It looks like he's basically trying to like be as accommodating as he can, and it seems like and at several moments you hear shouting on the other side of the door, and a kind of a calm, controlled but authoritative like tone back. It seems like he's trying to keep the peace as best he can. So next,
Questions.
sure. You want to ask those now?
I mean, it's about the simulacrum thing.
Okay. I guess I can read it exactly to you. Let's see, the differences. Alright, her version allows her to create multiple duplicates of the same creature, but it requires a powdered diamond worth 5,000 gold as an additional material component.
Chum change.
The powdered diamond, like the powdered ruby, also needed to cast a spell, must be sprinkled over the duplicate and is consumed. So, on top of the normal costs, it costs 5,000 gold of diamond. And basically you get like a strange like copy made out of like snow. But you're not entirely sure. I mean, you haven't used it yet, so you don't know entirely how that works out. But it's very expensive.
I can make so many of myself.
So is anybody else looking through books or stuff? Just
I am definitely taking a time to rest.
okay.
And also, now that I think about it, actually procking Inspiring Leader back on it.
So
This is the beginning to the end.
rogues don't read.
Why was I given this?
Look, I thought about it and I was like, whatever. It's in there. Now that being said,
Hunter, why aren't you like super excited? You're just like, holy shit! You cast every spell in the game.
I am excited. I am now thinking it's rushing through my head of how Ethan's life will now be led. I need to go get diamonds, which I already know how I'm going to get diamonds. I am going to find a mine, and my skeletons shall mine because they don't get tired. So,
Dude, you could be such a fucking successful entrepreneur. You have
we're taking over the world, baby.
no pay work.
Anyway, here's the thing. This book is 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide, 2 feet
Strapped
thick.
like a backpack.
It weighs 250 pounds.
Yeah.
How much can the skeleton carry?
That's a good question.
We have multiple.
I'd say between like a couple of them, they
Next
could
time you
carry it
level
around.
up,
I'm just saying it is unwieldy. So yeah, you find that, and I imagine afterward you continue to look through the rest of the stuff. There's nothing in here about undeath. So you want to keep searching through her library?
Yes.
So that's okay. With your investigation, yeah, no problem.
I can't read giant.
You find a book. It's a dusty one. The book, it's as you crack it open, you start to see notes about undeath, about lichdom, about specifically how undeath is related to giant, like how it interacts with giants and their anatomy, and you start to find the research. This book does not look like it has been touched in a long time. You crack open the and then you want to start reading through this. Again, this is also a large book, and this will take you some time to read through as well. Do you want to take, like, at this point, you guys are probably you're probably, I would say, it's starting to hit dusk or so.
What are you doing?
It's not quite there yet, but the sun's starting to go down. But you're gonna read through this.
Right on my fucking notes.
Okay. So, let's see. The rest of you do as you please. Ethan's taking some more time to read through this.
I'm gonna be helping him because I know giant.
Okay. Right. So you're kind of reading along with him.
Picture like a kid and his dad. Like,
Well, and the thing is, the
what
book
is this word?
the book is comically large. So I mean, the two of you can stand next to each other and like clearly read, like, you know. So, there it talks about it looks like a bit of a journal, a bit of research notes all mixed together. You see talk about frustration at not being higher in the ordning, frustration, a lot of it directed at storm giants,
Fuckers.
a general just anger at being second place when you kind of tell it. Sansuri clearly thought she should be at the top. She was the most driven of all cloud giants, and she was looking for ways to access more power. It starts to go into lichdom.
Yikes.
And how lichdom is extreme, like the potential is great, but a lot of the knowledge about it has been lost. It's so therefore very risky. You see that she decided she needed experiments, and she would need test subjects to test it on before trying it on herself. You see there's all sorts of different like tables about what kind of test subjects would be suitable. It seems the younger the subject, the better. So that way lifespan, because the small folk have smaller lifespans, so best to make most work of it, like you get the most you can out of them. It talks about how there was a group dispatched to a town called Mornbryn's Shield, and a young boy was taken from that and brought back to the castle to be used as test subject. You start to then see the details and the bits and the pieces about lichdom and the experiments and stuff that you like. Some of it starts to come back to you. Like you remember it being awful, but now you're getting the gritty details on what exactly was done to you. And essentially, the experiment failed. The subject did not become a full lich, although it seems like it took part way. One of the of the obvious signs of the partial success were the flesh falling off, and yet the subject remaining. Interestingly enough, a small shriveled piece of the heart held on. Perhaps some part of the failed experiment and the transition to lich not being complete. However, it makes a note that the lifespan of the subject was greatly increased. Subject has been alive for a little over a century and has not died. And as you go through this book and you get all of these details, you start to see bits like the pieces you were missing. If you wanted to see how to animate a giant and to turn it into your, a soldier, and you're starting to figure out the pieces you were missing all along. And this will take a little bit of studying. But probably you would say within the week, you feel like you could get this. Like maybe within a few days, you could get this working.
Perfect.
So that's what you get out of your next hour or so of reading. Yarl, you also pick up much of this because you were reading along with him.
It's my life.
But yeah, yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah, I walk over and I assume Ethan's been fucked up for a little bit. Like, I'm gonna walk over and see you like crying. I'm like, man, I'm really glad I can't read that. Did you find anything interesting in there?
Oh, it's probably best I don't answer you. But yeah.
Yarl knows.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
disturbing.
like I said, I'm gonna.
I would say that Yarl, you wouldn't exactly catch the connection on how to animate a giant with it because you're not.
Oh, definitely.
Like
not.
that goes over your head, but the documentation of the experiments, what's been done to
Yeah, no,
Ethan.
That's
all-
horrific.
All of that you understand. When it gets into the nitty gritty, that's where you it starts to like get fuzzy on you. And you're like, this is above me. I don't understand this stuff.
This is a
Ethan
bummer thing.
seems intensely interested in that. So, but he was kidnapped, experimented on, turned into what he is now, somewhere between a human and a lich. Not quite one or the other.
So, is there any way in that book to reverse what happened?
I don't really have a how to undo manual. It's a how-to manual.
There is potential to maybe reverse engineer the process. That would take a significant amount of study in order to really do. It's maybe it might be possible, but it's So, are there any other things you're looking for? I will say near the end of the book, and as there's mentioning about talk of the ordning being shattered, and the book kind of abruptly comes to an end. after that information gets introduced. It basically said that experiment was failed. New ways to rise within the ordning have presented themselves. Failed experiment is being disposed. Like, just basically tossed away. So it was deemed too risky, too much of a hassle, and there were easier ways to rise within the hierarchy.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Well, is there anything more for us here?
Yeah, looking around the room, is there anything magical?
In the library, no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lantern that has a continual flame spell on it. But
I
other than
can't
that,
take
no.
Okay.
No, it does not appear that there's anything magical within this. Appears to be. I mean, there's the spell book that has spells in it, but nothing inherently magical.
Okay.
So, I would say at this point, Thulin kind of stops and he's just like, and kind of looks around. And he's like, "You've been in here for a while. Is there anything else you were needing?"
I don't believe so.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna be picked up by our ship, so don't shoot at it.
This is fine. There are plenty of places that they can land to come pick you up.
Do we want to go loot the rest of the castle? Just saying, there was a magical banner in the other room. We didn't grab that. Some stuff.
Still gets a little risky. There's
Armor. Or
Thulin-
ship paint.
I think as a wait, you said that with him in the room.
Yeah, I say Thulin looks to all of you, and he's just like, I take it
Wasn't
you've
like
helped
saying it
you've
loud.
helped yourself to too much of the rewards here. I take
Sensor's
it.
personal stash, I think.
Yeah,
just like-
it was seemed to be mostly.
I would say you have earned it. However,
As a gesture of goodwill, we won't tear the place apart.
I would say what you have right now is probably a good reward. Besides, there's not. You couldn't possibly carry all of this.
Question.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull out the cube and show it to him, and I'm like, what does this do?
He kind of takes this tiny little thing and he holds it up and he goes, I assume it's something she took from another group or something. I'm not much of a wizard myself. I prefer more the natural things. I don't know. Be careful. And hands it back to you. I will say that with that time though, so Malachi, you have the bracers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Been wearing them.
yeah, the bracers of defense. So you, over the time, you've learned what that is. Who did you have the battle axe?
I'm pretty sure he did, because who else
No
is
one else
gonna?
can use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a battle axe.
I didn't carry it around. I've got a sword. I've been using the long sword.
Yeah, but you found another one. And I would say that at this point, I'll just let you know all this, like the stuff that you guys got was. The battle axe is a battle axe of warning. That's what I was saying is ridiculously
You can't be
good.
surprised with that, right?
Yeah, and you have advantage on like initiative rolls. It wakes you up if you get attacked. Like everybody within a 30-foot radius. It's insane. Like you guys have. I just randomly rolled and you guys got that. So. enjoy.
Oh, well, the bracers of defense don't actually do anything for me. Okay.
No, they would be more useful on either Yarrel or.
Ethan.
So who has the headband?
What's
Some-
that?
Somebody has a headband.
I don't think I have it.
Ethan?
You have the cube.
No, I think I think Ethan has
You
it.
do Ethan or Yerlian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't think I had any of them.
Yeah.
When there's
No
anything-
armor? Does that... The only person wearing no armor would be Ethan?
Correct.
Yeah.
When
Oh, I
did
thought.
when did we get said headband?
At the same time, you got the axe in the cube. It was inside of the cabinet.
So, 2 sessions ago, I believe.
Yeah,
Did we actually get it then?
it was inside the cabinet.
What's it do?
It might have just been put on in the bag. I don't know.
It probably. Got
Somebody
put in the
on
bag.
it's a headband of intellect.
Give it.
That sounds useful for
Well,
you.
I think
You
you
don't-
have it. if
I don't
it's-
think you need it. I don't think that's gonna help you.
Yeah.
What does it do?
It sets
It
your
increases
intelligence
your-
to 19.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
worthless.
That's not helpful to you.
You
That's
know what?
helpful.
That would actually be pretty helpful.
Give it to Tabitha and then give her the staff.
Fuck, you're right!
No, it's not gonna work on her.
Notice not getting that staff, even though it'd be actually useful.
We're
Okay, but-
making her a wizard.
That can't
But,
cast spells.
Hunter, Ethan, you actually want these bracers. Because they're
I
bracers.
mean, I could legitimately use that headband of intellect. Very well.
Crane.
Yeah, I'll give you the staff of the spitter.
Crane.
Spider.
Yeah.
You can
Give that to me.
you found out how to set the command word for the cube. So you can set it to whatever you want. You still don't know what happens when you say it.
So these are bracers of defense. you said?
Yeah, the ultimate fucking monk item, dude.
Bracers
God,
of
like-
defense.
It's like plus 2 to your AC, I think, if you're not wearing armor.
Mhm.
And I'm not using a shield.
It's just called spider staff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that is yours. All right.
Cool.
So those are all
What
your
does
your
the cube
goodies. The what?
What does the cube do?
He doesn't know. He only
Yeah, it has a command word.
he only figured out how to set the command word. That's it. And he doesn't know what will happen if he says it.
Great.
So command word.
If I set it to like a regular word,
Can you say
if
it by
that
accident?
word
Yeah,
is
you can.
heard, or do you
you
have
have
to
you
actually,
have
like,
to
put
be
the-
you have to be holding it and like say it to it.
Okay.
There is like if you were fiddling around with it in your hand and then you said it, maybe you're not entirely sure. That might happen. But if it's just like in your backpack or something, you should be all right.
Ethan, give one of your skeletons a dagger.
So,
Am I getting that headband?
Yes. I don't
Okay.
need it.
Yeah.
Yes.
all right.
Actually,
Staff.
extremely
I
useful
could
for me.
use it, but I don't have a use for intelligence per se.
So, what would you all like to do now? You
I'd
ready?
like to call the ship.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm just saying, do we want that banner? It is magic.
No.
Okay.
I think that's theft at this point.
Yep.
I'm completely fine with that. If we could just yoink it on our way out.
isn't it always theft though?
It's
I
fair.
mean,
Look, he's been really understanding of the fact that we just killed his fucking his sister.
Yeah,
alright?
she was a
Can we just
cunt.
leave?
still, yeah.
I know, but like, if,
He raises
Don't
a
need to
good
rub
point,
it in.
Malachi.
I feel
That's
like I'm
fair.
right.
we really
Okay,
don't
if we-
want this guy to not like us, okay? We'd rather him like, I
I
don't
am
know.
not in the shape to do much right now.
So you
So,
cast
I
sending?
don't think
It's fine.
I cast sending.
Okay. To the captain?
Just making sure.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would like to say, the coast is clear. We dealt with the evil giant. We're ready to regroup and plan our next steps.
Okay.
You can pick us up at
Why did
the,
it go from Skyrim to Doom?
at the tower,
Didn't I do that last time?
and
Yes.
the guards won't shoot at you.
Uh,
You can respond to this message.
There's like 20 words. I don't know where 20 was in there, but she gets the idea. You hear the captain talk back in your head. She says, "I was getting a little worried. You're in there for a bit. Impressive. Sure thing. We'll come pick you right up. That dragon's been keeping us actually pretty safe."
Speaking of which, I'm gonna message Falconlos and just tell him like, "Hey, coast is clear. Thank you for all your help. But our friends are coming back to pick us up."
So you went back outside to send the message.
To Falconlos, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and as, like you're in the middle of the message, and you just hear this as he lands next to you. And he shrinks
yes.
back down into his halfling form, and he's just like, "Are you all okay? I was worried. It'd been
Yes,
a couple
we
hours."
Right. We were just spending a lot of time going to the library for
Oh,
important information for one of
okay,
our friends.
okay. So you guys have magical ways of messaging.
Yes.
If I don't know what I'll be doing later. I hopefully not captured again. It hasn't been the first time. Hopefully, it won't happen again. But yeah. If you guys, I mean, if you need something, I would say I owe you one. So if just let me know, and hopefully I can come help.
No, thank you.
Will do.
It's just like I'm gonna sit here for a little bit. It's flying for 2 hours is tiring.
Fair.
But yeah, good luck on your journeys and wherever that takes you.
Thank you.
So yeah, and the ship comes in, finds a little spot on the tower to come pick you up. And as you're all kind of getting ready to leave, Thulin kind of gets crouches down real low next to Ethan, and he says, "I didn't catch your name. I am Thulin, brother of the one who did all of this to you." He's talking to you, Ethan. You don't owe me a name. It's fine. I just...
Ethan.
Ethan, you said. Kind of nods. He says, I don't think an apology does any good here. Just know I feel awful. I swore to our parents that I would counsel and protect my sister. She never did take my counsel on anything, so the only thing I could hope to do was protect. I didn't care for her, but her family bonds in Giants, our family anyway, ran pretty strong. I didn't know what she was doing down there. She kept me out of a lot of it, but some of it I didn't want to know, and so I avoided it. And I'm sorry. I know she would never say it, so I will apologize on our family's behalf.
I'll walk over and be pat his foot, because obviously not treat me.
He's a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, seem like a nice guy. Yeah, just don't let stuff like that happen again.
He kind of looks back towards
Look at all
the...
my friends. Look,
Right.
if it didn't happen, there's always a bright side. I got Big Brother Malachi. We're like Thunder Bros.
He
and
kind of chuckles to himself.
And then yeah, just start pointing out each one and describing.
Mm-hmm.
That's Tabitha.
It's like...
Tabitha just got her letter. Hogwarts.
When you start pointing out the skeleton army you got going on, he kind of looks like he's gonna say something, and then just no, not my place.
So that she
You know
had
what? Above my pay grade.
her children, and I know it sucks growing. But they have you, and just make sure that they don't turn out like she did.
I could not handle any more shame on our family. So, I will do this. You have my promise.
Dude, I really want to be a cunt right now.
Well, yeah, when don't you?
This is fair.
So, it's like, well, good luck.
Thanks.
He just kind of nods and just a little awkwardly shuffles his way back inside the castle.
Yeah, as behind us we have every Sensory's body and
Yeah. Yeah, the body. It gives
Avoiding
him
eye contact?
It gives him pause, and he really wants to say something about it. Because even for him, that's kind of like, but
Centuries of torture, though.
yeah, he seems real conflicted. Like, real conflicted.
How big was the boat?
Well, yeah, and as you're dragging this up to the airship, they all look and they're like, what did you,
trust me, it'll fit.
like, did
We'll
you,
make it fit. Don't worry.
was this, I mean, her clothing looks very, did she run this place? Did she own it?
She
Not
did,
anymore.
but she's dead now. So, owning and, you know, property kind of becomes fickle.
Right, you're wanting to bring it with you.
Yes.
The captain kind of looks back to your other skeleton army, looks at the body, and just goes,
Fine.
This is what you're getting paid for.
I was given a task by Clouth. I am going
And honestly, you're almost done with it.
to follow it. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not agreeable.
We actually just saved a lot of time.
Well, glad to hear it. But yeah, so the deck of the ship is like about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It's 45, 50 feet or so, just on the actual deck itself. So you could lay her along the side of the railing, and which as you do, the captain's kind of like, oh, that's probably gonna start to smell soon. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so are you hauling the two books?
Yes, I will.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
carry one of them
Of
if
course.
needed.
I have 11 skeletons.
Yes.
Oh, that's also true.
So,
Man, my place in the party as the strong guy is really
well, you're still the strong one, but there's just a lot of skeletons. All right, so yeah,
My own labor force.
you bring it on board. You're gonna have a hard time like that. They're not gonna fit inside the bag of holding, and you're gonna have a hard time bringing them along with you. So you might have to store them on the ship for now, until you find something to do with them. But
well. Time to get you all the money so that you can copy all those spells into your own book.
I mean, yeah, let's just go find a mine. I'll
You
get
know how much that's gonna fucking
Let's
cost?
go back to
you?
Fandor.
Yeah, but you know how many gems we just got too?
Dude, I have so much shit in my pack.
yeah, it's kind of insane. So, the captain begins to pull the ship away and put some distance in between them and the castle. And she's like, "Well," and at this point, it's well into nighttime. And she's like, "Well, is there before you head off to sleep for the night? Is there anywhere you want us to point this?"
There's one more
Yeah.
landlord we need to pay a visit to.
She's like, "Another one. Oh, good."
another one.
Well, this one wasn't very helpful in getting into Hecaton's court, so we have to go see the other
Oh,
one.
you didn't get what you needed out of it?
We didn't get everything we needed.
Okay,
It was
well,
productive, just not completely.
As productive, as intended.
Yeah.
Only components, not everything.
But it
We're
was.
lying through our teeth. If you're gonna make us roll, you might as well.
Sure, yeah, you can roll a deception check. I'm gonna say with advantage though, because they've just been told to take you where you want to go.
Okay.
So I would say yeah, deception check with advantage.
Ooh, advantage is good because I rolled a 1. 14.
Okay, she kind of. Tell you what. Okay. She kind of looks at you. And she says, just kind of a long look, and just says, well,
Where are we going?
as long as we're still on task.
Yartar.
Oh yeah.
It's just always like, Yartar, is that where the Giant Lord is? I feel like we would...
No, but there's information on the Giant Lord there.
No.
Wait, what? Don't we know where the Giant Lord is supposed to
You
be?
know exactly
I know
where.
exactly where the Giant Lord is.
Oh, but you're telling her Yartar because... I don't understand. Jonah, tell me what your thing is. I don't even know where is Yartar?
It's
Oh, there's-
south.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that actually where the Hill Giant is? I thought it was.
It's further
It's
south. You
Yeah.
guys will pass Yartar on your way down. You've
Oh,
passed
okay.
over Yartar once. It's just east of Tribor.
Got it.
Except last time you went over it, it was, in Cloud
Gross.
Castle, the tower. So yes, it starts going south towards Yartar. Sure.
I have a quick question about the map I got from Harshnag.
Yeah.
So it showed where the relics were, right?
Yes, it did.
Was there one in Jalanthar?
You fucking maniac playing with a sword.
Let me.
We don't actually need any more relics.
I know
'Cause
we
we
don't,
just- Okay.
but
It'd still be useful.
well, I was more just saying if it is in Jalanthar, then it's probably the stone giants that wrecked Jalanthar, and I have a connection there.
All
I
right.
mean, not a strict
There
vendetta per se, but
there is one that is just south of Jalanthar.
like in a different town or like.
No, it's a mark on the
Stone
map.
stand?
One stone.
Mm.
Which is wait, where the frig? Okay, no, that's up. Okay, that's actually northeast of you. Okay, never mind, I misread it. Doop doop doop. Take another look. Okay, but Stone Stand, yes, that is one. So yeah, there is one just south. Stone Stand.
I don't know.
So, and you imagine, given the name and the proximity to it's probably a stone giant relic.
Holy.
So there is one nearby there.
Okay.
So, it takes off for Yartar. Is there anything you guys want to do? You're
If we're
kind of heading
walking
south
away from the
westish.
captain, I want to talk to the.
I want a private group conversation.
Sure. I mean, you have rooms below deck that you can all gather in. I mean, that's fine.
Alright, so when we're in privacy, I'm like, I turn to Crane, I'm like, why'd you tell her to go to Yartar? Don't we need to go to south of there?
I have a contact there. We can very easily offload all the stuff we have, and maybe make some more.
Okay.
You do have a lot of stuff and a lot of goods that aren't as liquid as they could be. like in order to sell, like, you do know that, like, trying to, like, you've sold some gems before, but never on this scale. So it's like you're gonna need a buyer.
Fair enough. Yeah, we have like all those masks and stuff too.
Yeah.
That too.
Those?
I don't know if you guys took the mask.
We took like.
Might have taken a couple. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hunter
Whatever,
took one.
whatever you have written down in your inventory. If it's not written in your inventory, you don't have it.
I didn't take anything, so.
So,
I got
I have
masks.
what I have is a
We can all
diamond
look at
encrusted
the cranes.
diadem,
Mm-hmm.
which don't you need diamonds, Malachi?
Yes. But I have 2 casts of Revivify. I mean, you all saw what Revivify does. It saved his life.
Yes.
I have
which
2 casts
I
summoned
will-
right now.
I could never thank you enough for that.
Well, yeah. That's kind of my thing, you know. I mean, um, okay, that makes sense then. So we'll just go to Yartar, and then do we just ditch the airship at that point, or do we?
At Yartar?
'cause- Yeah, well, we're gonna need to get back to the Oracle eventually, right?
Do we
Yes.
need to use the conch at the Oracle?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to be there.
I think we're supposed to blow it
You
because the
weren't-
oracle's
yeah, so
trapped in the thing.
You weren't told you had to use it in any particular spot. Just to use it, like to get it and go there. Which who has the
It's
The
in the
conch.
bag of holding.
Yeah.
okay? Because with some time with it and the whole, because there is like an attunement process. It's basically it's a way to cast teleport, but it takes you to a specific. It takes you to a specific location.
Okay. I don't know. Like, help me make sure. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, guys. Like, we don't need to be hunting down any more of these giant lords, right? We've got a personal vendetta against this one,
Right.
and then we're gonna go settle this, right? I just don't like the idea of like, you know, going around knocking off giant lords, and like, I mean, eventually somebody's gonna be waiting for us and expecting us, right? And that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I was just curious if one was directly in July. Basically.
sure. Also, I don't know if you could tell, like the ship captain's not gonna continue to keep us going around the globe. I'm not sure she believed me when I told her that we needed to go do this one. So.
Fair enough.
Well, Malachi, fear is a very powerful motivator.
I mean, I know we could kick their asses, but I mean, it's better to keep them on our
Oh.
side for a while.
Understood. But, I mean, I'm not sure if we're scarier than a ancient dragon. But a sword to the throat makes people reasonable. Sometimes.
Try and
No,
take the
okay.
ship, but no one knows how to drive it. So
We're gonna need. I mean, I don't know too much about wizards, but I have a feeling Ethan's gonna need some resources, isn't he? I turn to Ethan. Ethan. Says...
Tons.
Fair.
You need like bows, arrows, armor.
Oh,
Gems
yeah.
worth 5,000 gold.
We have gems. What kind of gems?
I have
Diamonds.
1,700 gold worth of gems. Assorted. And I think I gave the diamonds to Malachi.
You gave some diamonds to me because I had 2 casts. I went up to 3 casts, and I'm now back down to 2.
I think I gave you the diamonds that were in the gem count, but I still have the diamond encrusted diadem.
Realistically, I don't even think I can cast a similar spell. So,
You're not high enough level.
I mean, Simulacrum like normally is a 7th level spell, and I mean, Sansory was able to.
Yeah,
cast
it,
7th level
it's
spells,
it would
so-
it would be 7th level, yes.
So,
Alright. Well,
How long is the journey?
So, in order to get to Yartar, I mean, honestly, you guys aren't that far away. It'll probably be about a day and a half. Yeah. Yeah, probably about a
well.
day and a half or so.
I suggest we go to bed and, you know.
Yes. Rest.
Okay.
Rest will be nice.
So Yarrow and I are still sharing a room, I assume.
Yeah, unless you guys swap
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah, I would assume.
So, Yarrow,
Yes.
what was it like to die?
fuck.
That particular. I feel like the particular way it happened today is not natural. But if you are curious,
Like dark, cold? Did your life flash before your eyes? Maybe your first lover? Have you had a lover? Never mind. I don't think so.
Rude.
everything just suddenly hurt all of a sudden, and then it just faded. And then next thing I knew, I felt awful.
So when you wake up with a hangover,
I suppose, yeah, I suppose that is a fair.
Death's really just a hangover. I mean,
Everything hurt, everything faded, and it felt cold for a moment. And then next thing I knew, I woke up feeling awful with Malachi in front of me.
hangover, got it. That's what I'm looking forward
I
to.
suppose the waking up sensation is the worst, is sort of the worst hangover, I suppose. Because it's not just, it's that your body is failing to function in many ways, or at the very least, barely functioning.
for the next couple hours after you came back, your body kind of just like hummed with energy. It was like it was like you were a little like it was almost like numb but prickly, like if like your whole body kind of fell asleep, you know, and like coming back to just like the whole getting all of the energy getting purged out of you, it just like it kind of left you like a little trembly.
That makes sense. It's like it's like the Archon surging with power.
Yeah, it was a little wacky.
It was.
So,
It's also a little deadly.
a little bit, but also really cool.
Yeah, I'll be real. I was ready to just fucking die. Man. I was like, holy shit, that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, any other conversations have you had?
I know when I'm long resting, I'm going to be trying to breach the veil per se and talk to LaRue.
Okay.
But that's once we rest, obviously.
Okay. So, anybody else want anything? Are you all good?
I'm good.
All right. Sleep finds you. Most of you. One of you doesn't need to sleep, and one of you has some things on your mind. Just curious, is there a certain... So, Yarrow has a particular way of doing things. Whether they make sense or not, he kind of tends to ritualize things, I think. Is
Definitely.
kind of his MO. Is there something in particular that Yarrow's trying? And if you, I will say, where you're at, the airship wise, because you got to look over the side, you can see the high forest. I mean, it is massive. So where exactly, like say the grandfather tree is like way inside or whatever, you know, like you can't see that, but like you can see the edge of the high forest. So I mean,
Right.
you look over that way, and there it is.
Yeah. I would assume if he's trying to specifically contact LaRue, it'd be a different type of blend of herbs in the sensor itself, so it's like a different
Okay.
kind of scent.
Smoking
So
pipe weed.
So basically, you're trying to use the incense to kind of lull yourself into some sort of trance state.
Right, like a meditative trance.
Sure, and this kind of starts to blend in with sleep because you also just died today. You're really effing tired.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you kind of enter this weird state where you're like asleep, but trancing, but back to like it's kind of like you're fading in and out of like consciousness between two different types of unconsciousness. Like it's just like this weird fuzzy meld. Yeah, as you kind of it's dark and you start to feel warmth, kind of like the sensation that just kind of starts to soothe your like just all of your aching muscles and joints and everything that feels like it's been like ripped apart and tossed back together. It's just kind of this warm pine scented breeze, and it's just very soothing. You don't get many like words, but just a very comforting presence. And like you just barely hear a voice that just says, "Rest for now. You need to recover."
Fair enough. I suppose with that, I will be fully out of it.
Yeah.
Probably even sleeping in, quite frankly.
Yeah, you get the sense, like, you're kind of worried about, did I do something wrong? You get the sense that's not it.
Okay.
So, it's not a whole lot in the way of answers just yet, but comforting.
Yeah, at the very least, it's not knowing, or it's knowing that I
Mhm.
did fuck up. At
Yeah.
the very least.
So, yep, that's what you get.
Alright, fair enough.
And you all wake in the morning. Ethan, what were you doing overnight? Were you studying?
Yes.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check for. Well, what are you? Okay, so first, what exactly are you like? Which book are you using? Which one are you looking into? You have two.
The Razy Dead ones.
Okay, so the experiments in the journal and all that.
Yes.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check for me.
I am proficient in that skill.
I'd hope so.
That is a 19 captain.
Okay. Yeah. The way I'm going to do this is the DC is going to be 15. Over the span of a long rest, you can study. If you get 3 successful DC 15s, we'll go from there. So you got your first one.
Cool.
You are starting to make headway. You're starting to connect the dots on. There are certain things that didn't really quite make sense to you, like how are you going to be able to move a body of that size? Like how you really generate that much energy, and then like magical force, and then you start to learn how to more efficiently distribute that force to make it go further. That's day one. So you feel like you are closing in on your goal.
Sick.
So it's the next day. Is there anything anybody would like to do?
I am definitely sleeping in, by the way.
Oh yeah, by all means, man.
So
You
it'll
earned
be
it.
like next, like midday is when we'll arrive.
Yeah, and as you're kind of going along, Captain kind of says like, well, we've got a favorable tailwind. I think we should probably be there by tomorrow morning.
Understood.
So feel free to walk about as you please. So, is there anything anybody would like to get done during this day?
Okay, so actually, magic users, everyone but me.
Captain.
I'm going
What's
to
going on?
actually. Ethan
Hello.
has identify,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I do.
It's in the spell book.
Have you learned it yet?
Oh my god.
Do not have
I'm-
that.
I mean, you could learn it out of the spell book within a fairly short time, because it's a first level spell, right?
Yeah.
So you could learn it fairly quick. Like within this
Other
day,
than-
you could learn it.
I'm just gonna go like to Ethan because he's
He's magic.
yeah. Like,
Identify is not in the cleric spellbook.
Same
unless
with
you're a knowledge
Warlock.
cleric.
I need to.
Imagine
Okay.
being a
Go up
knowledge
to
cleric.
Ethan.
So you're going up to Ethan with it?
I have
Hey, Ethan.
11 skeletons. Math. Hold on.
Math.
Judging trajectory. Because
Quick maths.
Very quick.
Shut the fuck up.
It's like as cool as necromancers are, it is a lot to keep track of.
Imagine having skeletons.
So you're bringing this cube to Ethan then for...
Yeah.
Identification.
I'm like,
I feel like you should just gone in the middle of a field and fucking tested it out.
That's an
hey,
option.
Hey, Ethan.
If you guys want to make a pit stop
Hello?
somewhere.
Do you know? Can you tell me what this does? I'm gonna hand him the cube.
Okay. Ethan, roll an Arcana check for me.
I am proficient.
I hope so.
I think we've established this.
Oh, 20 what?
23.
23. All right. You look at this. You instantly see. Okay, there's activated by command word. You get, and it's tiny. It's this tiny little thing. But as you get close, you get just like it looks like the cube can almost unfold in some way.
I give you guys one of these.
Yeah, you think this cube can unfold in some sort of way, and so you imagine that whatever this thing can do, it's probably going to be bigger than what it looks like. This tiny little cube, it'll probably be bigger than that, and it might unfold and like expand in some way. That's what you can gather.
Well,
So.
All right. Well,
That's what you learn.
so I'm gonna throw it at somebody and activate it. Got it. It will unfold into.
He does. He doesn't know what.
I mean,
Or a boat. Or a car. Or
a car. Yes.
or a dragon.
Or Harley Davidson. Or.
Mechanical horse. That would actually be fucking sick.
Celestial steed, but it's mechanical steed. Actually.
So.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, useful.
I mean, if you wanted to make a pit stop and then find an open field, you could.
No, let's wait.
Okay. That's fine. Whatever you want to do with it, man. So.
I think I know what this is now, but Crane has no fucking idea what it is.
So, what do you guys... Anything else you want to do for the day?
I'm
Or...
just gonna leave a note that Yarrowly looks at least more alive.
Oh, yeah, I
Today.
mean, a little... Oh, yeah, he looked pretty... I mean, he already looked kind of pale, you know? But more than usual. Like...
So death is a hangover.
He did not look good before. He looks a little more lively. He might have a bit of a gimp in his step a little bit, but he's getting around.
I'm not a failure. I'm not a failure.
Yeah. The day continues on for the most part, pretty well. At one point, probably halfway through the day or so, the wind starts to pick up. You get hit in kind of this cross breeze, and it just ramps up, and it gets stronger and stronger until this whole airship is beginning to kind of like rock and twist and like just move in uncomfortable ways you don't think it's supposed to.
Uh-oh.
Captain?
Yeah, and the captain's just like, yeah, this happens. Hold on. And this continues for 3 hours.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, 3 hours of just this unyielding wind. By the time it stops, like, you guys are a little off course. And after doing kind of some calculations and checking the land below, and trying to figure out where they are, the captain says, well, we'll still get there tomorrow. It might be a little bit later in the day.
As long as we don't crash, you can take a week.
It's just like, well, I mean, this airship's pretty durable, so a little wind, it won't down us.
I'm gonna look to Moyer and like, you're a sailor, right? Was there anything like this
Was.
that out at sea? I'm just curious.
Strong winds? What?
Yeah,
I mean, like equivalent, obviously.
it'd be more strong waves, yeah,
Oh, fair.
but the waves are more likely to capsize the ship, I would guess, than the winds.
That being said, being blown a little off course, that's happened.
Oh yeah, that's normal.
That's happened.
Fair enough.
That's why navigation is extremely important. You do notice, like, you kind of make a note, like, man, people like doing this sailing above land thing, they got it easy. You got all these landmarks and everything. It doesn't just look like water. Like, they got it easy. Like, their
Stars and
navigators,
shit.
yeah, the navigator,
Yeah.
you think maybe he looked at the stars a couple times, but you're like, he would be useless out at sea. So, night comes. Anything else anybody would like to do? If not, we'll continue. Ethan, you're probably doing the same thing, because why wouldn't you? Arcana check from you, and then we'll move on to morning, unless anybody else says anything else.
No, but once it hits morning, I'm out on that deck.
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to, before I go to bed, cast, what is that, like, cheap little, ritual spell? Where is it?
The Omen one?
Yeah.
Divination or augury?
No,
Augury.
Augury. I'm gonna cast Augury
Okay.
and just, basically ask, like, if we ignore, like, you know, like, basically, like, if we just kind of go on towards Yartar and, like, just ignore everything, like the wind and stuff, like, what's coming, what'll come of that?
Like, well, the wind has died down by this point. But so,
Oh, yeah.
but you're asking if going to Yartar,
But, like,
good or
if we're
bad?
not yeah, if we just kind of, like, you know, don't worry about it, like, just, you know, just go to Yartar,
Okay.
and, yeah.
Okay. So going to
Kind of checking
Yartar.
to see if that wind was, like, something.
Worse.
Bad.
No. What you get is Yartar results good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's just strong wind. Yeah. You don't get any sense of foreboding from going to Yartar.
Yeah, cool.
So you sleep easy. What was your Arcana check, Ethan?
Exactly 15.
15. All right. You got 2 days down.
I'll just,
Oh, fuck!
You all right there?
Oh, I popped my neck. It did not like it.
Oh,
All right, so, yeah, morning comes, and you all see Crane up earlier than usual, kind of looking out over the front of the ship. You realize that, and you kind of know generally where you were, the Evermores, so you get that they're kind of up northwest. And you look at where you're at right now, and you're actually over the Desserin River, which Yartar sits kind of right on this junction of the Desserin River and the Cerberin River. But, and you kind of look, you notice like, oh, we were like northwest, now we're like directly east. Or, you were northeast, now you're directly east of Yartar. So it's like, oh, we got blown pretty far off track. But now you're basically following the river going west towards Yartar. You start to see the Desserin Hills. You know this area. You can kind of see a main road called the Evermore Way underneath you. You're actually pretty close to where Nonar's Hold was whenever you guys found that town that had the undead like riders that patrolled the area. You're very close to there, is where you are right now.
Okay, once everybody's up, I'm gonna like kind of gather everybody, like in a hold or something. Like,
private.
yeah. Okay, all right. So a few things you need to know about Yartar. There's a gambling ship on it, like a casino, essentially. Cheats you every time. Not speaking from experience, of course. Avoid the Black Spit pub. And the contact that we're looking for is a tiefling.
Seems fine. Why do we need to avoid the pub? What happens there?
It's just nasty. It's called the Black Spit pub. I don't.
He has a D rating.
Yeah. I mean, it's got
Like-
a 1 star on.
One.
I mean, the
Yoko's
health, like their health code inspection paper thing up in the windows, like needs improvement. Like it ain't good.
Unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we want to like kind of be quick here too, though, right? Like that's the idea. I mean,
Offload the goods. Speak to my contact.
go kick some ass.
Exactly.
All right.
Are we going to take the airship to the Hill Giant, or we're going to trek ourselves?
How far is the?
Grudhaug,
Yeah.
aka
From-
the Hell Giant place.
Hmm.
It is. So you go south past the Desserin Hills, then you get to Belliard, and then you go south past that, past the Sumber Hills. If you were to try to travel there on foot, it would probably take you in maybe like a couple weeks. If
Yikes.
you go by airship, you'll be there in like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Figures.
So
Where are we going again?
probably take the air.
Are we just gonna park the airship here in Yartar? If it's just such a shady place?
I mean,
I'm
it's
sure
not
the captain can handle themselves.
openly hostile, but don't go down
The-
any alleys
the-
unless you want to stab.
The cap. Are you guys talking around the captain, or are you?
No.
Okay.
No,
so,
we were-
So the cap. Okay, sure.
Where are we going after Yartar?
Down belly or
So to the Hill Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you know, because Malachi got the magical knowledge of how to get there. You know
Yeah.
that south of Yartar, past Belliard, kind of northwestish of a place called Wumford, along the river, Grudhaug.
Grudhaug.
That's the one.
Grudhaug.
Yeah, right, pretty close to the High Forest as well, because the High Forest is freaking everywhere, and it's smaller than it used to be.
really?
Yes. So, like, if you look at the map, there's a couple places, like, there's the High Forest, and then there's, like, the Silverwood, that's, like, a little chunk, and then there's the Fire Forest next to it. That used to all be part of the same forest. Roads have been cut through it and everything. Like, this used to be far larger, and it's already massive.
Like 4 times.
So, anyway. Yeah, so you continue on to Yartar. And you're passing over the river, you see the hills, and just in the distance, you start to see what looks like a city line of what you imagine to be Yartar. And that is where I think we'll take a quick break. So yeah, 5-minute break. See you guys in a bit.
Alright. Hello there.
Hi.
My Horclock.
I've returned.
So, some crackers real quick. Oh, did y'all see the new ADC?
I'm not.
They already revealed him. I don't think they revealed the abilities yet, though. I don't think.
Alright. I was giving Jordan some ibuprofen. She's feeling not so good.
Well, that's not so good.
No.
Those pot pies poisoned her, I guess.
She didn't have any.
Oh, she did?
No. What? Jordan was at work. What do you mean?
Oh. Oh, I got you and Andrew's wife confused.
I was to say, like, my wife wasn't there. That was Andrew's.
Remember when Andrew was playing this campaign?
I do.
He was a fighter.
He was.
He also cast Firebolt. Because Eldritch Knight is
Eldritch
full
Knight.
class.
Yeah.
Pouring one out for the boys we lost along the way.
I mean, Thorn's still alive. And
Fair.
there are things he's looking to accomplish. He's just
Well-
he's just gone his own way to do them.
We're still pouring out one for the
Yeah.
boys we lost along the way.
Are we gonna end up killing Thorn?
I mean,
Thorn probably went into business with the janitor, Tabaxi, whatever he was.
I think he was.
Oh
sorcerer?
shit. I don't. Yeah, no, he was a sorcerer. He was like a fire sorcerer or something.
Yeah.
He was the fucking
Phoenix.
whatever. Yeah. I mean, I assume every day he still tried to seduce that woman. You can, to this day.
yes, some say he's still getting shut down to this day.
This very day.
That was before my time. I didn't play with him, so.
Oh yeah, he tried to seduce her like 3 or 4 times. He would roll like really high, and Hunter is like, "You're not fucking this person." You're
Respectfully, no.
not.
The answer is no, my good
I
sir.
think actually the first time he tried it, he rolled a nat 1. Honestly, I think I remember that. Or
I
he
mean,
rolled
first
really low.
impressions are important. So,
It's fair.
I'm pretty sure she kicked his ass, which is fair. It's completely fair.
Welcome back.
No.
Alrighty. So, the airship
This bit.
has now continued its way across the river to Yartar.
And through the woods.
And to Grandmother's house we go.
Wait, cranes.
Yeah, so you set eyes upon Yartar. Yartar is a fairly fortified city. Its experience, and Crane, I mean, Yartar, even when you were living there, like, was kind of a booming town. You
I
remember-
lived on the shittier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you did. But even so, like, it was less of a. I mean, it was a sizable village, but it's really started, like, in your lifetime, really started to turn into like a city. and it's been a bit since you've visited Yartar. And I mean, even in that short amount of time, you can see more progression, like more urbanization and everything. More impressive fortifications and walls. It's it's been growing. Let me pull up. But Yartar sits, like I said, right on kind of this this intersection between these two rivers. You do see a very fancy-looking riverboat that is now docked at one of the docks in town. You imagine that this might be the casino boat that Crane was talking about. Yeah, and there's basically there's two large sections of the city. One on one bank, one on the other bank. There's plenty of large bridges tall enough that ships can pass underneath to travel between. It looks a little bit like Luskin, except less shady. Kind of got that feel to it. Also not right by the sea, but like a river version of it. The airship kind of sets down outside of the town. They stop, maybe like 20 feet or so above the ground, and they let down a kind of a rope ladder thing. They're like, well, the captain comes and says, well, at the very least, we can do some resupplying here, and I'm sure some of my men would appreciate a little bit of time off ship. Do you have any idea how long you're going to be here? For a day, maybe, or longer?
Yeah, a day, maybe less.
She's like, all right, very well. We will be, we'll get some supplies and whatever it is we need to get done, and we'll be back here before the end of the day.
All right.
We'll leave some guards, of course. So, yeah, you sit down and you get to the road and you start walking your way into the city past its walls. Crane, some of the things that you notice that, like I mentioned, urbanization. You look around and you start to see kind of like the slummier places of the city. It's smaller than you remember it. It kind of looks like parts of it have been torn down and like 4-story high like buildings are replacing them. Like that little section, that little corner that seems to be getting a little bit smaller. There are plenty of people in the city, in the streets, going about their business. Many of these, like one half of the city actually looks very nice, and then there's a little corner where things start, like the buildings gradually get shorter, and then the roads get a little less nice, and you do notice there's a little corner where things aren't quite so well kept. Right. So, is anybody looking for anything while they're in town? I'm mainly speaking to everybody, not Crane, because I know Crane has specific things he wants to do. So, is there anybody who wants to accomplish anything here in town? Any supplies, anything you want? Not anything you want, but... Oh, by the way, quick note. Ethan. What are you doing with your Skelebros? What are you doing with your Skelebros?
Leave them on the ship.
Guess they're on the ship.
Okay, because I'm like...
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Okay, so yeah, you leave them behind. Some of the cultists are a little like, okay. They still don't like them.
All right.
And one of them kind of like mutters to the captain, and the captain's like, turns looking, he's like, they won't turn on them, right? The crew's worried.
Watch out for Tabitha.
Kind of looks back.
Just kind of like pointing to like the crowd of like skeletons.
Which one? Roll an intimidation check.
Accidental intimidation check.
Roll
5?
check.
5? You said 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's like, right. We'll take good care of Tabitha.
She's a wizard.
Interesting.
It's like she's talking to a kid. Oh, wow!
You pretty much.
We find out he's the oldest one in the party, and he's acting like this.
No, Tabitha the entire time was actually Me.
That's probably pretty old too.
It was me. I was Tabitha all along.
Now to think about it.
All right, so
You almost
Hunter-
had a lot of time.
Ethan really is Dio.
Yep.
He was Dio all
secrets
along.
out. So, what would the group
Whether
like
we
to
were
do?
playing Secret
We could
DL.
probably like pick up some potions or something here.
Shops.
I need bows. And arrows.
Would you like to pick up some bows and arrows? Is there? All right. Let me pull up the equipment. That way I know exactly what we're dealing with here. All right. Bows. Okay, so short bows are 25 gold apiece,
Yeah.
and arrows are 1 gold per 20, I think.
Per billion.
Each time. No, it's 1 gold per. There's no way it's like 1 gold per arrow. That does not.
No.
No, I think it's
Could
like
be
It's
For
like gold
bundle.
for a bundle. It's like 20. Yeah, gold for 20.
Yeah, we'll just call it a gold for 20. I'm
I
like,
think that's what it
there's.
Well, that's what I paid when
Yeah, I think it's a gold for 20. I'm like, there's no way it's a gold per arrow. There's some good freaking arrows otherwise. Some artisanal arrows.
bird trappers and shit are gonna be in town.
better be like +1 arrows.
+1 arrows, I think, are more than that.
Probably. Realistically.
+1 arrows are really expensive.
That's fine.
Any sort of magical arrows is actually absurd. All right, so how many bows are you wanting?
11.
Well, he's got some.
I need about 5, Captain.
You want 5 bows, okay?
Yes.
Well,
But how much money are we getting?
That's 125 gold worth of bows. How many arrows do
Yay.
you want?
I'll just pay it.
Okay. So it's 125 gold for the arrows or the bows. How much for the arrows? Like, how many arrows do you want? You want like a bundle of 20 per each, or what?
So if one skeleton carry like 200 arrows.
He'd be an ammo man. He's got like the ammo belts hanging off of him. He's just like running around with these big old barrels. Like,
It's got this path.
that's
with-
actually. I mean, you
He's
could
gonna
do
have,
that
like-
if you wanted to.
He's literally just gonna carry like 8 quivers.
You could do that.
Just quiver.
How many arrows do you want?
Good, like
3 billion.
yeah, probably like 100.
100?
Yeah.
All right, you can have 100
Yeah.
for the measly price of 5 gold. So that's 130 gold in total to outfit all of your stuff. So you have 5 short bows and 100 arrows, and you managed to find a place that, like, you have to go to a couple different places to get this much, but you find it. You get a couple weird glances, and they're just like, Are you okay. They're just like, I mean, an army or like a mercenary group or
So, is this like a big enough, high magic enough town to where I could potentially find a ring of spell storing somehow?
roll an investigation check.
Roll a persistence check.
Yeah.
12 plus investigation. Can I wear the diadem of intellect when I do? 13.
13. You look
You're gonna give
around
yourself guidance.
and it's a
Yeah, you're right.
relatively big city, but buying magical items, I mean, that is fairly rare. Mirabar had a place which was like one of the richest cities on the Sword Coast. It's hard to
World's
find. You
good,
don't
right?
see anything that would have.
For now. Or, no, Ethan would have been walked off already. So.
Yeah, you don't see anything that would have that sort of that tier of item.
Is the rest of the group just walking around
Just
together?
rare.
Are you
I would
walking
say-
all together?
I
So
was,
I'd say I can look for magic.
Detect magic. Yeah, it looks like for the most part. This town sees a lot of commerce. It really does, but magical items. I mean, you don't see too much of that.
No.
Oh, we need the bag of holding to sell the things.
Yeah, I imagine you guys have it with you.
Oh yeah. Is Ethan? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got the bag.
All right.
So, all right. So you have short bows, you have arrows.
All right. Well,
Not so much
I
on
guess
magic
it's
items.
Time to go see how much of this we can offload onto one person.
Okay. So you're gonna go try to find your contact.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to do this one alone too?
No, I mean there's too much shit.
You know there's a couple places that you can find said contact. One of them being a quote alchemist shop called Barney's that is a front for an underground fighting ring.
Oh,
You know personally contact has been found around
That's
those
why I
areas.
can't find a fucking ring of spell storing because the alchemist shop is actually a fighting ring. Alright. Great town you brought us to.
So you know that, I mean, that's where you met the contact in the first place.
I mean, yeah, actually, that if she's likely to be there, then. While we're on the way there, I mean, like, all right. Important note: keep an eye on your purses and your cod piece.
I don't wear a cod piece. My dick's
That
too
was
big.
Error in judgment here.
That's it.
It doesn't.
Well, no, you have a magical set of armor.
It resizes. You're good.
His fucking cod piece is like touching his neck.
You know, he doesn't have magic armor. It's just plate mail. It's
Oh,
just
that's-
plate mail.
Was it magical playmail?
I thought it was
No.
magical.
No, it's got.
This is really cool.
good-
He got
cool
plate,
decorations
all right?
for it.
Friggin', you guys can dial
For
it
free!
back.
I got
Yeah.
plate mail for free!
Yeah, you guys freaking dial it back over there. We're like, what's the magic plate mail? You know how freaking great that crap
I
is?
just thought that since it was so ornate or something, it was a +1 plate mail.
No, it was specifically from a temple to his god, so it has appropriate adornment.
It has cord stuff on it.
Yeah,
Makes me feel comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah. Which, by the way, speaking of being comfortable in your own skin, Malachi, you back in the
It's
warmer
hot.
temperatures, my man.
Oh man.
So, all right. So you go. That's one place you could find her.
Yeah, I'll go look there first.
Okay. So you guys find your way. It's over to the shadier side of town. A little bit more rundown. You see a building. I mean, it's mostly held together. It's got a really worn sign that if you squint really hard, you think says Barney's across it. It does not look like. I mean, you don't see any customers or like anything like that. Crane, there's a couple things you know about this place. You know, for one, everybody knows pretty much it ain't a like an alchemist shop is not, it's not what it is. Anything you buy from there is going to be useless. It's really just water mixed with weird things to make it taste bad, so that way they can say it's medicinal. And anybody buying something from there is new to town. Like nobody from here buys from here. And you know that you walk inside and you just ask for the boss in the back. It's kind of the code. So
Just pull a Karen, ask for their manager.
pretty much, yeah. You pull a Karen.
They take you in the back and they fight you.
Yeah.
They just fucking come out of nowhere. and
What
deck
all retail workers wish they could do to Karens.
Honestly, yeah.
So yeah, you walk in, and you see, you see a young woman. Looks up and says, hello there. What can I do for you?"
We're not here to participate.
I'm sorry?
Wait, are we in the front or are we in the back already?
You're at the front. Like you just
Oh.
walked in, and you look. You can see you can see the
I thought we already-
shelves. No, you're in the front. This is
Oh,
the
okay,
store
okay.
front, and you see the. I mean, you can see the shelves. There's not much on them. It's like just enough there to say like, yeah, we're trying to sell stuff. What do you mean? Like it is very thinly veiled. Like even those of you who aren't really like familiar with the shadier networks are just like, something ain't right about this place.
All right, so I walk up to her and I'm like, yeah, we're here for the stuff in the back.
It says, oh, you wanna talk to the I'll be right.
The boss.
He handles. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And then from out in the back, you guys see this very small figure walk out. He's got black kind of curly hair that's going every which way. He's got a little goatee, and he's just like, "Welcome to Barney's. I'm Barney. No, not the one on the sign. That bloke died." And he sees Crane. Crane, you recognize this small gnome. And he's just like, he squints at you. And he kind of like runs up to the desk, kind of hops up. Looks up. He goes, "Oh, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute." Oh! And he hops down, and he runs around. He holds out, and he just like grabs your hand. He's like, and he just starts shaking it really fast. And he's just like, "Tell me you're here to fight. Tell me you're here to fucking fight."
Maybe, but I've got some business with.
Oh, it has been too long. You were always my favorite.
Well, I try.
I mean, I have never seen that many ball kicks in one fight. That was awesome.
Give him the old
Like-
skinny punch, ball punch,
Like
ball punch, ball
that
punch,
man, his entire family is probably sterile.
I lean over to Ethan and I'm just like, I regret telling him that I don't wear codpiece.
And he's just like, "Of course, hey, these associates of yours."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Ah, sure, come on back. We got a great old place here. I think you guys will really enjoy it." Yeah, and he leads you. You kind of go.
Next to doubt.
You go around the corner. You go into this back room, and there's this like, just like this kind of dusty quote storeroom. There's a few crates or whatever. It looks like some big heavy crates up on this rug, which he just takes the crates, just kind of like shoves them aside. It's clear there's nothing in them. They're just there for show. And he just flips the rug over, and then there's like this square in the floor, and he pulls it up, and there's this large staircase going down. It's lit down there, and you hear voices and shouting and cheering and all sorts of stuff going on down below.
So as I turn around, I'm like, first rule about the Fight Club. And I start walking down the stairs.
So,
What's a Fight Club?
yeah,
What?
you guys go underground, and you find yourself
What's a codpiece?
So the tiny little shop front up top was just like this little bitty place. Down here, it is probably 10 times that size. It is all underground and extends much further than you thought it would. Honestly, nicer in here than you thought. Everything, like all of the chairs and tables are made out of extremely sturdy materials.
Fair.
Many of them smell a little bit of booze. Some of them have weird red stains all over them. Don't worry about it. And yeah, you just see this whole hub of people, and they're all right now gathered around this little like pit in the ground. There's basically this like 10-foot pit that's been dug into the ground and lined with stones. Like the walls are made of stone, and there's just this layer of sand on the bottom. And inside, you can just see two dudes beating the ever-loving piss out of each other. Like, they're just these two big dudes. They're like, their shirts are off, they're all sweaty, they're all like, both of their faces look terrible. There's zero like technique or anything. They're just slugging each other. They're basically like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Like, you punch, then I punch, then you punch, then I punch. And they're just like going at it. And the crowd freaking loving it. You see there's a bar off to the side with an impressive stock behind it. Looks like, it's actually get whatever you want at this bar. And then on the other side, you see like a gambling table near the pit set up. That stacks of coin are on top of. You kind of see back behind it, there's this kind of grumpy looking dwarf who's like slapping hands away from people who are trying to like sneak gold off of it. Yeah.
I want to look around and see if I see contact.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me. There's a lot of bodies in here. Smells a little
20
bit. Okay. Yeah, smells a little, like some of these people have been working out in the weather and haven't bathed yet. Got a little bit of that going on.
Yet. Let's go with yet.
Yeah, yet. Yeah, and you start to work your way around, looking through the crowd. You kind of move up towards the bar. Bartender kind of nods at you, and Crane, you just feel this sharp snap, like this, just like this rap, like whack, as there's kind of like this stinging pain on your right butt cheek. And you turn around, and you see a dark red-skinned female tiefling, arms crossed, her tail kind of swishing behind her as it retracts. She did not use her arms to do that. And she just looks at you, and she's just like, Crane Corvum. We have some history. The least you could have done is sent a letter. I mean, is that so much to ask? I'm a simple woman.
Well, I've been a busy man recently.
I take it. Last I heard, there's some trouble in Belliard, and I was wondering if you were even still alive. A couple of weeks pass, and then all of a sudden I start hearing through the network about some spunky, blonde-haired, only really cares about money type coming through. I was like, God damn, he's alive.
My face turns like really serious for a moment. I'm like, yeah, I'm alive.
And then she's just like, at that, she kind of like she's been fairly perky, but at that, she kind of deflates a little bit. She's like, oh. She's kind of like close to you, just either of them make it out?
No.
And she just kind of, there's a deep sigh, and a legit, like, and she puts on a face like she's having the face like the charm turned on. Like, this is one of the few times you've seen that charm turn off, where she's just very somber, and she's like, sorry to hear that. Let me get you.
Well,
a
I've been
drink.
hunting down the bastards that did it, so could be worse. I could be in the ground.
So let me get you a drink. She perks and kind of looks to see the rest of you. It's like, so you made some new accomplices, I see.
Yeah, they're useful.
She's like, kind of looks at you expecting, don't be rude. Introductions
gonna-
are in order.
I'll introduce everyone like by themselves. Like, that's Yarrow, tall fuck. That's Malachi, taller fuck. Boyer, short fuck. Ethan. He's just a dude.
He's just a dude. You all see this. Yeah, you all see this woman. She looks like maybe early 50s, but looks very good for her age. She's got kind of this elegant, kind of like bluish dress on. Her hair is in like this very fancy kind of updo. She's got this just broad smile with just pearly white teeth. Her eyes are slightly cat-like, and she's got some fairly elaborate horns that kind of go up and then curve backward. And she just looks to all of you and says like, well, I'm Amity. Nice to meet all of you. And then she kind of like elbows Crane And she's just like, oh, you got a couple of lookers here in this one.
Yeah. Moira's pretty
We do?
attractive, isn't he?
We do?
She well, as she said, she kind of casts a glance in Malachi's direction, and then oddly enough, she actually then goes over to Yarrow and kind of starts to just touch the feathers and everything. She's like, exotic. I like
And
it.
I kind of nudged Crane in the rib. I was like, I was about to give you crap for having a girlfriend.
No. More like a big angry sister.
And she turns and she's just like, some of the women here in town have taken
hatred.
offense to me. Honestly, they just need to lighten up.
It's probably the redskin.
Oh, that is off-putting for many. She's like, well, you came here for a reason, and then she kind of and bartender, she's like, and kind of points to him. He just nods, doesn't expect payment or anything. Just starts pouring some drinks. You have several set out in front of you for whoever wants them, and she's just like, feel free. If you don't drink them, somebody else will.
I'll take a drink, and then I'm gonna turn to her and be like, well, we have a veritable load of giant castle loot to offload.
Giant castle, eh? We talking kind of giant.
Oh, the ones that have flying cloud castles.
Ah, cloud giants. You got to go see the inside of a cloud giant castle. That's fascinating. What was it like?
Very
Lots of
pretentious.
angry giants
extremely
everywhere.
pretentious.
Yeah, they seem like the type. He's like, well, you went in, made it out alive. I hope got what you were looking for. I mean, you got a bunch of loot, so there's that. She's like, right. She kind of looks around in the given area, and she's like, I don't know if this is the place,
I don't really want to be pulling out giant gold pouches.
Yeah, exactly. Tell you what, I'm free for the next couple hours. Let's do some business. And she leads you off to it. Now, you know that this area isn't necessarily associated, like, this isn't run by your network, but she is very well established here, and she does kind of have her own wing, like her own, like there's a couple of rooms that seem to be just like hers. And she takes it back there and starts to like, all right, let's see what we're talking about.
Okay. I'm going to pull out
You guys-
1,700 gold worth of gems,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
the 10 gold teeth, the silver bracelets, the diadem, the
Mhm.
gold necklace, and I'm going to turn to Ethan and be like, well,
Okay.
why are you up here?
Well,
Ethan, are you throwing anything on there?
Doing what?
Crane is he's putting down all of his wealth. Is there anything you want to sell off or anything like that? You had
I don't
the
think I
sack.
took anything.
You have
Oh, a
the
bag of holding.
yeah.
No. All the stuff that's in there is like stuff.
So so you guys have the 7,200 in gems. You have the diadem. You have like some teeth. Was there anything else you were wanting?
I thought we had... Did we not have anything else?
Was that you guys? I mean, you guys have your inventory.
That was what I had in mind. I thought we had stuff in the bag of holding, but I mean, if not, we don't.
Okay. All of the stuff you have, that you've thrown up there so far, is basically. And she looks at all of it. She's just like, "Wow, you have been busy, haven't you?" And she like. So she starts to kind of pour through it, examine some of the some of the goods, the diadem. She's like, wow, this is impressive indeed. And it's sized for a giant. She's just like, oh, that's, I mean, I feel like you could easily get 2,500 off of that. She looks at all of it. She's like, I mean, honestly, with all of this, I think we could probably set you up with 4,500 gold.
Perfect.
I would say for all of this, like you're wanting to sell all of this. This is some impressive work you've done here. So, all right, so 4,500. Is there anything you were needing from us? You know, besides the money. Anything else you were needing? Any services?
I don't think so.
Just cash.
Yeah.
Very well. You're the same as always. She's like, where are you staying here in town, or?
Well, I
Actually,
wasn't.
on to the next one.
Yeah, we weren't
Okay.
planning on staying. We have an airship.
You have an airship.
Well, it was gifted to us by it. Well, it wasn't gifted to us. We're using it because a dragon let us use it.
Which dragon?
Cloud.
Oh, one we definitely shouldn't trust, but you know. he's gonna let us
Oh,
use the airship.
you talked to Klauth.
No.
We talked to his
No.
cult.
Oh, well.
We don't ever
So-
intend to speak with Cloud.
I wouldn't. There's a whole area, his stomping ground, known as the Clouthen Vale. If something's named after you, you've been there a long time. So,
Ew, is that on the map?
the Clouthen Vale, I think it is. Let me see if I can find it. I believe it is somewhere. I think it's... Let me look up in the book where exactly that is.
I'll try and look for it on the map.
When I got home, yeah. Alright. Next. Okay. So the Clouthen Vale is... Alright. Where are you at? There you are. Let's see. It's west... it's in the mountains west of Mirabar. Okay. So...
We're really close to that. Alright, let's go now.
Alright, anyway, she's just like, I mean, he's an ancient red dragon. It's, many of the stories are what you would expect, therefore, you probably don't want to go see him.
We do not intend to.
That's, you just goes, you're a smart one.
I assume that, did she tell us where it was, more or less? Oh, the bill?
Yeah, is
Or-
it, yeah,
yeah.
what, you know it's west of Mirabar.
When she says that, like, I kind of, like, scratch my head and I'm, oh, that's uncomfortably close to home.
Oh yeah, actually that's just on the, yeah, it's like just on the other
Oh.
side of the spine of the world near Icewind Dale.
Yeah, I see that. Wow. Okay. We were really fucking close to that.
I suppose that would explain.
Actually, it makes a lot of sense that he would,
Yeah.
that he would send somebody to pick us up, like, around there.
So she's like, you know, you already know the dangers. I feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason we were forced to, get on that ship in the first place was we were being hunted by this enormous blue dragon, too, so we're just kind of pissing off the dragons.
She
and
kind of stops
various
and
other
thinks
things.
for a moment. She's like, a blue dragon. I assume ancient.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it killed a friend of ours.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you know the dragon's name?
We don't.
Think so, no.
She kind
We
of,
were told.
she a little grin crosses her face. She's like, would you like to know?
Well, that would. Yeah.
More than anything.
She's like, Crane, sometimes I think you forget that you have a network at your disposal. Granted, it'd be a little bit of coin, but I can cut you a good deal. I can have some members search into this. I mean, it's an ancient blue dragon. There has to be stories somewhere. Shall I look into it for you?
Sure.
All right.
How much will that run me?
depending on how much work it'll take to get it done, we'll decide afterwards. Sound good?
Of course.
Very well.
Just so you know, the information won't really be useful to us in a few days. After it's like, I mean, like probably a week, because we're just gonna end up running into her again anyway. So, as soon as we and I kind of turn to the group. As soon as we, you know, go to that actual destination, I'm sure she'll be there if she's working with the Giants.
I forgot to mention we're restoring the ordning.
You know, you typically open with that. You know?
We've had a long.
So, alright.
It's been
So let me get
strange
this
2 months.
straight. The Giants, they're having this civil war, whatever it is, and you're just gonna try to fix their politics?
Yeah, we're right up in the middle of all of it, pretty much.
We've even met some friendly giants, which was.
We met one friendly giant. Well, no, we met a few of them. I guess.
Archnog and Zephyr, Os, and Tholan. Though friendly.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of
Like-
Tholan.
Cool, seems fine.
She's like, I think I've heard a story about Zephyros, but Harshnag, I mean, in Waterdeep, he's a legend.
Yeah,
He
unfortunately,
was a legend.
he was a legend, exactly.
Was this the
You know that friend we lost?
Ah. She's like, Waterdeep would be very sad to hear this.
Well, I'm hoping I can reverse that fate before they find out.
Well, I suppose I can keep it to myself. Curious, what was he like?
Big, nice,
Giant.
Independent.
Ferocious warrior, but valiant friend. Is the best way to put it.
I mean, those are typically the best friends to have. Well, you said you had an airship on the outside of town.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I can have your shipment for this sent to your airship if you'd like.
That'd be perfect.
Very well. So, just we're sure, 4,500 gold. If any of it's missing, you can crack some heads on your airship.
Okay.
So, she's like, and it'll have the the typical seals and everything, so you'll know it's been tampered with. Well, it's been fantastic seeing you again. I'm glad to hear that you're alive, even if your situation is perilous. Well, if any of it, and she turns to all of you, say, if any of you need anything, just let me know. You know, if you need information, maybe some supplies, things that are hard to find, a little company, whatever it is you need.
Wasn't there something you were looking for, Malachi?
Oh, just the ring? You mean the ring? The spell ring? I mean, like, kind of. It would be useful, because then I wouldn't have to, like, worry about conserving spell slots for revives, right? I could just, like, have that. But it's not necessary, and it's probably difficult to find.
I mean, and this is where Amity's just like, difficult to find, yes. Impossible, no. Would take, I mean, the item itself, very valuable. And shipping, of course, and finding, and all of that all racks up a pretty penny. Not to say it can't be done.
Well, I'd say it's more of an item of convenience if we can find one rather than a world quest.
Very well. Well, I'm not saying that you would have to find it. We would procure it for you, of course. But it's up to you. It would take some time.
So you can find information.
Yes, that is our best commodity.
Okay. Well, I've been looking for a certain sea vessel.
She, real quick, she looks at Crane. She's like, they know that you're part of the network, right? Like this is
Well, I mean, yeah, they don't know its name.
She's
Or
just
the
like,
dice.
how long have you been traveling with this group?
And
Yeah.
I start going into all the things we've done. I'm like, well, we met in Phandalin.
I heard
And
about
then-
Phandalin. Halia was.
Yeah, we
very-
fought off some giants in Tribor, and then
Mhm.
I don't know, screwed around in the High Forest for a little while. And
Sounds
then-
like you've
So,
done quite
for
a
a while.
bit. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you didn't think. Crane, you always did love your secrets. Well, I suppose it's
It
up to you.
wasn't necessary.
Well, alright. Crane is a part of a network. We're very far reaching. I won't say who we are because apparently that's a secret.
I
Yeah.
wasn't intentional.
She's like literally asked
Never
somebody
came up in
on
conversation.
the
Never-
street here and you can get her name.
not huge fans of the Harpers, even though
Oh, the
Whatever.
Harpers. You know, in a way, the Harpers, they're just another side of the same coin, really.
I'm like I kind of feel like I understand that. Don't like giants very much, or is that just Crane?
Oh, well, I mean, they're rampaging across the countryside, and they're destroying many of our businesses and our profitable ventures, so that's obviously a problem, and we're doing what we can to stop it. But, I mean, sometimes that means making deals with giants and the like. I mean, they're not all bloodthirsty beasts, though some of them might. So,
Anyways.
oh,
looking
I'm
for a-
sorry, yes. She's like,
Uh,
what can I do for you, Halfling?
I'm looking for a certain boat.
There's a lot of boats,
Shit.
so you have to be more more specific.
Yes, this particular one sails the trackless sea. It looks
Okay.
a bit like a squid.
She kind of squints her eyes, kind of looks up to the ceiling, taps her fingers a little bit. She's like, "Shit, that looks like a squid." Nothing is immediately, ringing a bell, but I guarantee you this information can be found.
It's somewhere around Arzelberg and Luskin.
Pretty
That
far
one,
north.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think I can. I know. I have a couple people I can talk to in Luskin, get some information. Yeah, I think that can be done. Let's see. Give me probably a week and a half, and I think I can have something for you.
Okay.
All right.
Payment? No. Or,
She's like, you're with Crane. I trust you. We can talk about payment after the job is done. I don't want you to have to pay for something. Say for some reason we can't find information. And she's like, it's never happened before. So that can be done. I will get somebody on it.
thanks.
No problem.
Okay. Well, I think we're about to take our leave.
All right. Well, gone so soon. Don't be a stranger. You always know that you're welcome here. I'm sure some of the people here would love to see you fight again. Myself included.
I put a lot more thought into how hard I want someone hitting my balls, and honestly, not worth the gold.
I mean, I'd
Let's be
say
honest, you could
after.
probably kick anyone's ass.
I was
No.
to say, I mean, you did get kind of used to getting kicked in the balls, though. I mean, you took it like a champ.
Or I mean, they just didn't find the codpiece I was wearing, or
She's like, that explains all the broken toes.
Too bad we don't have time. I could let off some steam in here, but
She looks at you like,
I'm
"Oh,
definitely
shoot,
motivated to.
be very
Get moving.
successful." Oh, that's fine. It's boring. She begins to escort you back out into the group of all the people. At this point, the fight has ended. You see one person who's climbing up a ladder that's been lowered down into it, while the other person is being retrieved. Even the winner, though, the winner doesn't look like a winner. I mean, he's just
Nobody
like,
won yet.
his face is like hamburger, and his eyes are like swollen shut. And he's like, all right, where's me winnings? And he's kind of like fumbling around, has to be like placed in his hand, and he's just like, very good. I will now go get a drink. As he just kind of like stumbles over to the bar, and like already some people are like, "Ah, don't worry about it. That was a great fight. Best I've seen in at least a week." Yeah. So pretty rowdy place, but she leads you out. She's like, "Well, feel free to sample any of the drinks here. Otherwise, I'll hopefully see you around."
Yeah, I'm sure you hear of us again.
Oh, I'm sure I will, whether you like it or not. So, what would you like to do?
Well, there's one more stop I'd like to make.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can come with me or not.
What's it for?
Well, it's been a really long time since I've talked to my mom and my dad. Like a year or two. Oh God.
It might be longer than that.
I don't remember the last time I talked to them. But while we're here, might as well pass by and say hello. Reluctantly.
It's gonna go better than when the group met my dad, isn't it?
Maybe physically?
All right.
They were really a huge fan of me beating the shit out of people for a living.
Well, now you beat the shit out of evil people for a living.
Giants. Evil giants.
Okay. So you guys make it back out to the street. Yeah, and in Crane, you know, in this area, and this is again in the you're kind of already in the less nice area. There is a smithy nearby that you're very familiar with. Right at this point, it's probably still in the middle of the day, so you know a lot of a lot of folks are still like working. Just a note.
Alright, well, I'm gonna start trekking there. I don't really care if you guys go or not.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Yeah, Crane starts to walk down. You kind of see it down the street a little ways. You can see a bit of smoke coming up from what looks to be a smithy. As you get closer, you see this isn't like this. It's mostly simple stuff here. No, like great weapons or armor. Lots of horseshoes, though. Stuff like that. There's several people working here. There and one of them turns around, and as you start to approach, you just hear this shout. Crane Corva! And you all see this man looks to be maybe late 50s. He's got like salt and pepper hair going on. And like just like he's got this dirty like apron on, and he is stomping right up to Crane. He's got, he looks a little gaunt, got kind of wrinkles in his face, more than you would expect out of somebody his age. Like he looks a little bit older. He looks worn. Massive forearms on this dude. And he comes stomping right up in front of you, Crane. And oh boy, do you recognize this individual. And right now, he looks like he really, really wants to punch you. And he just stops. And he just kind of stares at you for a minute. And he's like, I'll admit I'm impressed you came this way. Although I have to ask to what end? Well, it's been like, what? 3 years, 4 years?
I was
like that.
thinking 2, but
Oh! Only 2? It's been longer than that. Then you kind of see the rest of you back behind. It's like, oh, what? More of your network buddies.
associates, friends.
Yeah, that's what you called them.
colleagues,
Yes.
Fighters. Yeah.
They're not part of any network.
I think that's somebody a part of the network would say.
And he just kind of looks at you. He's just like, no, he doesn't look like he fits it. I'm not seeing it. I guess a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Edmund Corvum. I'm the one who had the misfortune of dealing with this one for so long. Whole
To be
lot
fair,
of
you haven't
things
had to
I
for a
got.
while.
Well, he's like, you came here for a reason. You actually came here to say hi. I'm not here for you to need something.
No, I came to talk.
It's like, very well. Let's go see your mother. And he just gets very, as he says, his face is just very stoic, just very like stone-faced. He's like, very well. And he starts to walk down the street, kind of towards where your home is. You guys come to the house. It looks to be, it's livable. It's nothing fancy. Looks like it could use some work in several areas, but it's livable. Crane, you recognize this childhood home. It's got 1 floor. He walks past it. Keeps going. Go a little bit further down, and he gets to like kind of this wrought iron gate. Of this old, rundown, only for, you know, the people in the bad part of town graveyard. And he steps inside.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I just follow.
Yep. He goes down the line. You go, and you know there's several just old. A lot of these are kind of overgrown with weeds. And he gets to one. It's a very simple stone. It's mostly clear of vines and other stuff that had grown over it. There's some leaves that have found their way onto it, and he kind of brushes it off. And he looks down at this tombstone, and on it says Miriam Corvum. He just stares at it for a bit. And he says, she got sick. Real sick. We never really made much. We didn't really have too much money for, medicine, doctors, things like that. Had to borrow money. Come to find out, I inadvertently borrowed from your people. After she passed away, the collection attempts started. I was hounded. Mostly every week. One day, they just stopped. I don't know what happened, but I never did pay off that debt, and I never came back for it. But your mother, she didn't make it. You know, she always believed in you. That you could be something. And I guess I'm not one to judge whether you became something or not. I'm just a bitter old man.
Crane he doesn't know what to say. Like, he goes over to it and he looks at his dad and he's like, I didn't. And he looks at him like, well, they're gone too. Siva.
I heard you had a wife, and I heard there was about an attack on Beliard.
Hill Giants. Didn't stand a chance.
It's real serious. So you lost your wife. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to say I know what that feels like.
And I look over to him like, well, I've started stabbing the bastards who did it, so cathartic at the very least.
That's one way to do it. I just drink. Hard to stab disease. Did you have any children?
She perished in the attack.
Just kind of like rubs his forehead. And he's just like, let's come back to the house for a second. So, you all kind of like maybe a little awkwardly follow this very serious. He comes back to this house and he says, "You're all free to enter." And then you get inside.
Like you said, it's like run down. Are there like obvious things I could just like fix? Because I'm just freaking like I can't participate in this conversation.
I mean,
So
you have
like a doorknob or like a door I could fix that's like not.
Do you have like with like mending and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking for anything to do.
Honestly, just on the outside alone, there's like 1,000,001 little things. So yes, for
That's what I'm
sure.
Like, I
can
feel
help
super
you.
uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Yep.
You can make things
Yeah.
more clean with prestidigitation.
Yeah. Oh, I
mending
mean,
things.
yeah.
And
Cantrips
it's not
alone.
like it's not like an obvious thing. I'm just like obvious, like I'm just nervously like mending, like just
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something productive.
Oh yeah,
I
there's
have a lot
jacked
of
up
energy.
door frames. There's scuffed steps. There's windows with cracks in them. I mean, you name it. There's yeah.
Yeah, and I need to get my nervous energy to go somewhere. So
Yeah.
my awkward. Yeah.
So Crane goes inside with his father. Harry, if any of you want to come along, the room inside, there's not a whole lot of space. There's a table there, like with like 2 chairs. One of them is kind of half a chair. He goes to a cabinet. He pulls out a bottle. You notice there's not a whole lot else in that cabinet. And he sets it down. Doesn't get glasses or anything. Just pops the top off. Takes a swig. Passes on over to you. And he's like, you know, I know I wasn't the greatest father. I mean, it's obvious enough. But was I really so bad? You couldn't at least let me know you were okay. I heard about the attack on Beliard. And for all I knew, till now, you were dead.
We've been more than busy. Slaying all manner of giants. Restoring a fallen mine.
Yes, very, very impressive. I'm sure no time to write a letter and any of that. You know?
No, there's no excuse.
He's like, I'll be honest. I've been angry at you for so long, I no longer have the energy for it. I wanted to just punch you right in the face. But I don't have it in me. Sorry to hear about what happened to you and your family. I guess, in a way, we are alike. We both lost a wife. I felt like I lost a child there for a bit. But maybe at the very least I could gain that back and you could regain a father. I have nothing to offer you, no great inheritance, no wise words of wisdom. I'm just a pissed off blacksmith assistant. Everybody tells me I work too much, but the more I work, the less I think.
Crane gets up, and he goes over to his dad where he's sitting, and he just hugs him. It's probably the first time in over 10 years.
Oh yeah. Your father kind of stiffens. And he's like, and you also realize that he probably also doesn't really know how to. I mean, the schism that happened between you, it wasn't all your fault. And he just kind of does like a little pat, and then it kind of like turns into sort of a real hug, but he's just stiff. But he
Yeah.
he doesn't brush you off in any way.
And then I stop and I step back and I'm like, well, I think we both got work to do, and standing around here talking won't do much.
He's like, you're finding people who did it, you said. You mentioned giants.
Hill giants.
He's like, I mean, you look like you have an impressive group. I mean, fine time to start being a father now, I suppose, but are you cut out to fight giants?
No, but we make do.
Are you kidding? We kick all of their asses.
We have pots.
You're out mending stuff.
No, I definitely said that though. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, it's just like a side comment.
He's like, well,
But yeah, I am mending stuff. But yeah, no, that definitely
I
happened.
did. Honestly, the walls probably not very solid.
yeah, no, sound probably passes through pretty well. And he's just like, well, I mean, I guess it figures you'd be leaving so soon. But you're right. I don't know what else we would talk about. Maybe check in every now and again. Giants. Huh. Never would have thought.
So as I stand up and I guess get ready to leave, I'm gonna pull out like 50 gold coins and put them on the table.
Yeah, the kind of the coins just kind of just boop, just set down there on the table. His eyes go a little wide. He looks down at this, looks up at you. He's like, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not that stupid. But just know I would rather have you alive. So be careful.
Use it
out
to keep
there.
Mom's grave clean, and build a couple more.
I can do that. Well, good luck, I guess. Sorry I couldn't help you.
Oh no, it's fine. I go over to the cabinet and I open it and I pull out one of the drinks.
Kind of looks. It's like, I mean, I have enough to buy more now, so I'll try not to spend it. No, actually, none of this money is going towards that. No, I think I've drank enough. Take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Pepperoni and spinach. All right, I get up and as I'm walking out, I take a swig and I'm like, all right, don't get yourself killed, you old bastard.
if only I were so lucky. I'll be here.
I walk out and I go in the street. I fucking down that bottle. That bottle's fucking gone.
But you notice when you walk out, like it's the cleanest, like nicest front porch to like the
Dude,
shittiest house
that
ever, dude.
shit's been cleaner than I've ever seen in my entire life.
And
Yeah.
entirely, like there is,
Like it's perfect.
It was
like-
probably cleaner now than it was when it was built.
Like it belongs in the parade of homes.
like there's this old, like there's this window that that was cracked, and you specifically remember you did that with a stray rock, like 15 years ago. And it's been there ever since. Fixed.
Well, boys, I think that's enough of that.
Time to go find us a hill giant lord, huh?
Yeah, I could use some catharticism.
All right, so you guys make your way back through the city, back towards the ship. And as you start walking that way, you get in the street. There's somebody, like a man comes out and talks to you. Crane, as he walks up to you, he flashes a coin.
Hmm.
And he says, like, well, delivery has been made to your airship. Also, next time you're in Yartar, come back to the fighting ring. Even if you're not interested in participating, we got somebody that I think could teach you a few things. Might be helpful in your journeys.
All right, we might swing by here on our way onto our other business ventures.
Very well.
Oh, thank you. Oh wow!
So he just kind of nods and says, "Come back anytime," and heads off down the street. So, yes, there is some bit of training that is being offered to you in Yartar when you desire it. So, you guys head back out. You see your airship. Looks like some new supplies. It's kind of been touched down onto the ground now, and a little ramp's been extended so that way they can bring up supplies. It's kind of hard to bring up boxes up a rope ladder. But yeah, they're supplying up. You can see a few of the crew members coming back on board after a little bit of time out in the town. A couple of them look a little bit tipsier than you remember them.
They're stumbling more than I thought they should be.
Yeah, speaking of which, Crane he's he starts to walk up the plank. Plank starts to sway a little bit. I mean, you did just chug a bottle, so
Yeah. Expected.
yeah, some of you might have to catch him to make sure he doesn't fall off.
Actually, I cast just because I know he'll be frustrated about it. I cast Lesser Restoration
Okay.
on Crane to sober him up immediately.
God damn it! Good news.
And I'm like, I knew you would hate that.
I knew you would do that.
So, you get your way back onto the ship. Captain goes to you, says, all right, well, I hope you got what you were looking for. Where to next?
Was there a shipment that arrived for a crane?
It's like, oh, yeah, we had some people show up. We thought it was a little strange at first, but yeah, there's a crate brought on, or a chest. It was set up on the ship. I imagine it was for you lot.
It was.
Yeah. You should find it in your quarters.
Okay. But actually, yeah, where to next? I forget. What is it called? Grudhau?
Grudhaug. Gruddhaug. Which
Grud.
yes.
Our next giant lord is in Grudhaug. Hopefully the last one, but
Yeah, and Malachi can direct because he's been given magic. He knows the most direct way there. He knows exactly.
We kind of go down south to the Desert Road, and then it's gonna be a little bit east of there. There's like a sort of a small creek of some sort of thing that kind of breaks off from it, from the Desert River, and it's kind of at the tributary of that.
She says, "All right, we'll start heading in that direction. We can get more. You know, you can point out as we go."
Yeah, the closer we get, it could be dangerous like last time, but you know, obviously, like we'll figure it out.
Well, you did a fine job with the Cloud Giant Castle. So, very well.
Yes, we did.
Let us away then. You all get back into the ship. Planks are pulled aboard, and they fire up the old fire elemental as they begin to reheat the air inside of the balloon as the whole airship begins to rise. And you take off from Yartar. And that, I think, is a decent place to call it for tonight. So, yeah. So, next session, you guys will find your way to the Hill Giant Den, where Chief Guh can be found.
Oh boy, go.
We'll see what happens. Thanks for playing, guys.
Murder, mayhem, do away.
No, I say no combat this round or this time around, but don't worry, we'll get that fixed next time.
Oh yeah, especially since they're hill giants and probably considerably weaker than cloud giants because that's how giants work.
Yeah, and considerably less diplomatic.
That too.
I mean, yeah, Crane, you would know. Like, you had an idea before all of this started what giants were like because of the ones that you experienced, and these other ones that you've like, especially like the cloud giants and stuff like that, the fire giants, they're all like way more intelligent than you expected.
I expect them to be giant ass bumbling ghosts. But
Yeah,
no.
because
Some of the wizards.
Because those are the ones you know. You know, hill giants. They know smart.
No speaky much.
They are not very smart. So maybe you guys can use that to your advantage. Thanks for playing. We'll come back next time and we'll get right into the crap, which is Sunday. So like, shoot, we don't even have to wait that long. Nice.
Alright. See you, boys.
See ya.
See ya.
Peace.
Alright, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. And we will be back within, actually, a relatively short amount of time. Hey, sorry, guys, I didn't see the chat at all. Pastrana Hungry, I don't know if you're still here. Thank you for the welcome back. Vacation was good. Very, very much needed. Tomorrow, I'll be streaming again, doing normal video game stuff. You know, talk to me. Look, I'm talking to you now, man. I'm sorry. I've relearned I'm not a big city person, so that's a thing. But no, it was gorgeous. Canada was super pretty. We went on this hike that I wanted to die on, but getting to the top when we finally got through it felt really good. Yeah, so it was nice. It was a good vacation. Like I said, I needed it. We're back tomorrow. What am I gonna play? Friggin', I don't know. Figure something out. So, have a good one, guys. Goodbye.